Okay, so let's get this VOD review going. We are here watching the Eternal against the Justice because this was a very interesting game. Eternal wasn't on their top play this whole weekend because a lot of their players were sick. They've said in interviews, etc. Which, of course, they're not using it as an excuse, but it still sets you back. And the Eternal was looking really strong this weekend because they had Hanbin in for the first time, and he is their main off tank. He just turned 18. So he was able to play this weekend, which does not help the Justice because he is their premier off-tank player. They got him from Contenders Korea, and he seems to be very good. So we'll watch out for him, especially this match. And then let's talk about the team comps. We've got Eggsy on the Sim. They really like this Sim strat on Koffs, especially. They were playing it on Oasis a lot, I think, and they were playing it on Nepal and Lijiang last time we've seen them play that. So they really like the Sim, and I think that Justice noticed that because they're playing the Doom instead of the Mei, and the Sim is especially good at dealing with Mei pressure, right? Because she can charge beam off the wall, and then she can also beam shields very well. So Justice, I think this is a preemptive counter pick with the Doomfist here. They must have scouted and known that Eternal was gonna play the Sim, and they must have played the Doomfist Reaper in response to the Sim. So this makes a lot of sense. And then we have Hanbin on the Sigma. We know he's an exceptional Sigma from watching his play in Gauntlet. I think he'll be very good on the Sigma here. I think I remember him popping off of the match. But instead of playing the traditional D.Va, I think Eternal has been the only team that's played Sigma so far. We had Bembas playing it before on King's Row, and now we have Hanbin playing it on Ilios. So very, very interesting. And I think again it's because with the Sim you want to win the Shield War. Normally you play the Orisa with it, but they've decided to play the Sigma with it. Very interesting. Let me see. How do you feel about tomorrow's match? San Francisco Shockplate the Sigma a little bit. Tomorrow's match. I mean, I'm not with the Rain anymore. But I feel pretty optimistic about their match. I think Atlanta will be very strong this meta. And I think Atlanta is a very strong team right now. Okay, so let's start playing it. So the concept here is Eternal wants to TP to point, set up on point, and make Justice push into them. But Justice have the Doomfist, so he gets to rotate in and out. And if he can find a good punch on the Sim, the Doomfist should be really good as a counter pick to the Sim here. Because Doomfist doesn't care about barriers. Okay.
Routing power to forward shield.
Okay, so Eternal push out because they get a wall. I feel like this is okay because if they just sit on point. Thanks for the follow. I'm Specials. I feel like Tuba is gonna get a lot of value. If they just sit on point, Tuba can just come from this wall, this wall, this wall, and just punch somebody in a wall on point. So pairs going aggressive here seems smart to me. Especially if they can get a Hanbin stun on the Doomfist. That'd be really good. I think Hanbin's job here is definitely to just mark the Doomfist and the Reaper. Just like World Cup was, right? You constantly saw the Sigmas look for the Doomfist and the Reaper. I think having Rock to force out those cooldowns is really important. Okay. So instead of punching in, Tuba E's in. Okay. And then he dies. Wait! Tuba! You gotta punch! You gotta punch him against the wall and then shift up and then E out. Why does he decide to E? So he goes low. See how the Sim turrets are set up on point? So they need to quick in and out on point. Oh, he punches away? Okay, so he punches away and then he E's back in, so he has no escape. Um, and then Exy dies. What does Exy do? Elevote, PogChamp.
Routing power to forward shield.
So he sits on the high ground and he shoots whoever comes out. But this is like one thing the new D.Va can do, right? You can like do these quick little flights on high ground because you have that 3-second booster, and then drop on somebody and then fly out again because the booster comes up so fast. Throws out the missile rockets, perfect tracking on Exy, and they just kill him. Wow. See how powerful D.Va is? Crazy. Yeah, Elevote is great. He's really used D.Va for like another level. Like he's controlling high grounds very well. He seems to be him and Corey, but him mostly seem to be like the strengths of the Justice right now. Okay, so because Exy dies and Exy is all your damage as the Eternal, it's very hard to still win the fight, right? Like they kill Roar and Tuba, so they're good. But I don't think Roar should die there when Exy is dead. So how does Roar die? Or he has to shift out because I think he gets Hanbin stun. Or he gets forced out. This is what you want to do here. You want to force the Reaper Wraith so he can't be aggressive. And then
8 p.m. dawn.
Nico just walks into Roar. Corey's getting the health. Why does Corey get the health back? He has a Moira. Okay, so both DPS are basically out of the fight for Justice. And that's why Eternal could just push. Also, Corey drops on the point, but there's a bunch of turrets. Wait, look at this. This is hilarious. Oh, he TP's in, right? He's gonna like, I'm gonna shoot these guys in the back. They're done for. Turret, turret, turret. You just get zapped out by turrets. And then he has to shift out. And then Exy still dies. He did get a nice shot on Exy. I think Corey Stratus gets hyped up a lot, and sometimes they deserve it. I like their personalities, but Elevote is a franchise level player. I mean, Elevote's main strength is the D.Va, and his main strength is like controlling high grounds and being really aggressive. So this is like the perfect meta for him too, right? And then I think Corey's absolutely insane. His Widow and Hanzo are like best in the league, or like top 3 definitely. And then I don't think, like, I think they are the Justice's strengths. And I don't think the rest of the team is like as good as those two. Okay, so let's watch the rest of this fight. So Roar gets frozen by Nico, who walks into him because there's no DPS. But all this is set up because Tuba uses his cooldown cycle really quick. He dies. And then Exy comes back as Reaper. You almost never want to retake a Sim. Because she takes so long to set up. She's like Zarya, right? Where she needs to charge her beam and set up her turrets. So retaking as Reaper a lot of the time is quicker. Because you get the TP. And it's safer. Because if a Sim comes from the flank, for example, the fight's still on, Sim just dies because he doesn't get the charger beam. We got punch. We got out. Oh, Elevote dies late. As we praise him. I think it's interesting that Justice is on the Moira here. I think their idea is just we win the fight really quick before the Sim could get value, right? Now the Sim's obviously swapped, but Justice scouted that they were going to play Sim. And I think this is pretty smart, right? Because they can just speed past barriers and go hard. Ana doesn't really do good versus barriers because all Sigma has to do is just put the barrier in Ana's face. And then she can't do too much. While Moira can like hard engage and walk through the barrier often. So this comp from Justice makes sense. I feel. They just misexecuted that first fight. I don't think they expected Eternal to go in. Okay, so Justice here, they wall. Good wall and engage, and they engage really hard. So I like this. Being aggressive of ults, especially when you have the ult advantage, is what you want to do. Force all of Tuba dies here, maybe. Probably, to be honest. They're very split, you see, because Justice didn't expect this. They're caught off guard by this charge. So now you see, Aim got on the low ground. He can't heal anybody except Tuba. And then Elevote and Arc on the high ground. And then Koi and Roar on the high ground, right? So this is what Eternal wants. They want to split the enemy team up so they can't get the AoE Moira and Lucio healing. So just overall, that wall engage was very good. I like the aggression there. Like, if you have the Mei, you can set the tempo on the enemy Rein. And that's why Mei is so strong, right? You can just throw that wall behind the Rein and then aggressive. Okay. So they all get out. They go back to the Moira healing. Roar hits a shatter and then blocks the shatter. So nice job from Roar. Does Eggsy die here? He does not, because Tuba's punch gets blocked. So that's a really nice job from Bembes to block that punch. Okay. And then they clean up the fight. FD saved Eggsy. God. How do you feel owl matches like this? In the Overwatch client? Oh, yay, he booped the charge. Nice. Good job, FD God. So in the Overwatch client, you have, before you start up Overwatch, you have a tab you can click, and then you can click Overwatch League. And then current. And then you can watch these VODs. You'll have to download it, don't you? Oh my god. That Sigma was so big. It's a shame that Eternal also used, oh, you've been watching on YouTube? I mean, they get uploaded every Tuesday, I believe, for the public. So you can watch it there. Okay, so I feel like Eternal overused a little bit there. They still have the mail, but they used 4 ults to Justice's 2 ults, right? So ult economy wise, that fight wasn't great for the Eternal. It's okay because they're so ahead. They're gonna be like 75 ahead at least. So I don't mind it too much. But if they could have held on to that beat, that would have been great, right? Because they didn't really need it. How is the lighting, by the way? I got new studio lights. I hope it's a little bit better, because I thought it was a little bit dark before on the webcam. Thanks for the follow, David. Talk. Okay, let's see what's happening here. So again, Eternal hold this high ground. Doom does really good if Eternal was holding on point, because you can hit inside the point very easy, right? But Doom doesn't do very good when he has to like punch from here, because this doesn't really hit a back wall. And Doom can't really come from anywhere else here. So I like this from Eternal, being aggressive on the high ground, because it kind of denies the Doomfist pick. Elephant flies in. Tuba goes in. Tuba hits a nice E here. That's 2 people up. They beat as well. That's an engage beat. I'm not sure if I like that beat, because now if the mailed comes through, they have nothing to protect against it. Silly how this comp came to be. The Eternal one? Or the Justice one? Because I feel like Eternal has been playing the sim a lot. So Justice probably expected the sim. So that's why they went Doom. They probably didn't expect the Sigma.
Get through this.
XB's been on Sim a lot. And then Justice run to point, which honestly isn't bad. I feel like taking the fight on point, good for Tuba, right? Like I was talking about earlier, you can get good punches here. And Eternal has to push into them. Well, it's pretty good. I like that rotation of point. I hate that they had to use beat for it and didn't get anything with the beat though. Because all Eternal needs to do is just get a lot of ult out of the enemy team, right? Like if Justice uses 6 ults there and Eternal saves some, then they can just walk in next fight and win. It's all about how many ults Eternal can get this fight. Good night, David. Thank you for popping in. Before he tries to TP out, he gets rocked in the face. And I feel like this is worse for Eternal, right? Because the Mei is more of a supportive DPS, while the Doom is more of a carry DPS. But Justice still have a little more damage here. Okay, Justice do end up winning, but they use 4 ults, so this is not bad for Eternal at all. Even though Eternal also used 2 ults, they only need to win 1 fight. Justice needs to win the next 3 fights. Okay. So Eternal's playing up top a lot. They're setting up for Exit to flank, I guess. They go in. I don't know if I like this split. Hanbin and Exi seem very split from the rest of the team. And the comp is kind of a deathball comp. But they're forcing Koyat, I guess. And then Roar just shatters Hanbin and hip.
Defense matrix activated.
Still not the end of the world for Eternal. Like, it was a quick fight and they got shatter, but it's not how you want to take that fight, I feel like they were split. Like, half the team wanted to go for Corey and half the team wanted to kill the people on point. Either one's fine, right? But you have to like decide one thing as a team. You have to be the hive mind. Okay, so Elevote goes for a boop into Koi, which was nice. They almost got Exi. And then Bembas comes in, he shatters Arc. Good, right? The Lucio's pretty close to beat even, so that makes it even better. But, oh, the Sigma ult gets cancelled. So this was the last patch, right? This is why Sigma isn't played as much anymore, and the other nerfs to him. It's because his ult can get cancelled, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so he sees the shadow come in, he ults, and then Tuba punches him. So Tuba had good positioning to punch the Sigma. Where he's at? Oh, he's up here. So yeah, Tuba must have seen this coming. And he punches the Sigma midair. And that Sigma ult would have been big, right? Would have gotten 2 or more. That was a really nice position. Punch the Sigma ult. Then Boy ults in the backline. FD God beats. FD God dies. Okay. They lose this fight because Tuba punched that Sigma ult. That was really big. But, see the big thing here again is, they did use 3 ults. I mean, it's not bad because they needed to, right? Eternal also used 3 ults. But now they only have beat going into the next fight, which is very scary. Tuba stopped 2 ults. Yeah. Very impressive. The Knight B2? Damn. I mean, the fight was already lost at that point, I felt. Because the Reaper ult was really big. Okay, so Eternal push in. They use the Moira ult for the rotation. Tuba's up top. Koi also goes up top. Tuba punches nothing. Last fight was Tuba Pog. This Tuba weird champ. Oh, so he sees the Reaper TP. Wants to punch the Reaper TP, but the Reaper... Okay, so he missed the timing. Which, honestly, is very hard to hit. Even with, like, a McCree stun, it's hard. But yeah. Baited and outsmarted. So big beat from Arc. I feel everybody's in, everybody's fighting. It could be a little bit later, but was pretty good. It almost instantly got killed on Roar.
Maybe next time.
XZ pops ult. Doesn't get anybody because of the Matrix. But it baits out Matrix. So then Nico can ult. Okay, so that's smart, right? They used the Reaper ult to fully bait out the Matrix. Even though it didn't kill anyone, it allowed Mail to come out. So I like that. That's a good plan. Mail gets Roar. He tries to shatter. Of course he does this last fight.
Get through this.
And then Elevote gets caught in 2. And then Eternal sits on 4. Elevote frozen the ult. They almost booped the people in. Arc almost boops them in. Hey Wacko, is it worth both DPS ult just for Roar? I mean, they have to get in somehow. It's a retake. They probably wanted to get more with the Mail. But oftentimes when you kill one, it is worth. And especially Reaper ult isn't that big value versus D.Va. So I would say yes. But then XZ dies, which is all your damage. How does XZ die? TP's top, I assume. Okay, TP's top. And Tuba... Oh wait, this is... We all see gift. Okay, so how does he die? He goes to fight Tuba. And Tuba punches a wall. A good wall from Nico. Oh, and then Tuba plays him like a fiddle. Knocks him up. XZ still chasing. XZ rafes. Heal XZ.
Nerf this.
Then they D.Va bomb on XZ's retreat. So that's a smart D.Va bomb, right? XZ tries to hide outside of the point, and then he dies. That makes sense. So they force Koi shift. So forcing a Reaper shift doesn't seem like a big deal, but it really is. Because the Reaper has to play a lot more passive when he doesn't have shift. So he can't like run into your Reinhardt, right? And now if Hanbin hits him with a rock or like anything, they can capitalize because there's no shift. Let's fight. Let's slow it down a little bit. Elevo goes for the fly in. Corey's just hitting. Corey still has no shift. Oh wait, he does. Oh, it came up cooldown like a perfect time then. Now he has no shift. Hip shifts. And then they freeze Roar. So Nico's allowed to run into Roar twice now. Roar is not having a good time. He needs help. And this is why having your own Mei is so good, right? Because then you can help your Mei when the enemy Mei goes aggressive. Elevote goes on hip. Dies. Yeah, but then the fight's basically over, right? Do you think the share replay function? I mean, if people want to leak scrims, you're gonna send the VOD to people. Like, I don't think that's a big deal. Like, people should already be recording scrims if you're playing at like a decent level. And honestly, at like tier 3 and tier 4, scrim leaks don't really matter. If people want to leak scrims, they're already leaking scrims, so I don't think share replay will be abused for that at all.
1-0.
Yeah, I'll take
Ready or battle.
Yeah.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I remember that. I felt it was blown out of proportion though. Hey, Joan Voice. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Okay, so you've got Eternal comp. They got a standard comp, right? They're playing the McCree. And then you've got the Justice comp, which is a spam comp. They want to take angles. They're playing to their strengths, right? Tuba's a Pharah player. He's a Pharah and a Genji player. And Kori's a very good sniper player. So I like that Justice on a map where Pharah is very good, Widow's very good, they play it. I think Pharah right now in the meta is very weak because D.Va exists and D.Va has a 3-second cooldown on flight. And McCree's most picked character, right? Or one of the most picked characters. Pharah's weak, but if you're gonna pick it, this is a good map for it, right? Because you've got a lot of cover here that you can avoid the Kree with. Do you think one day we'll be able to save replays? No clue. Okay. So, Justice's plan here is to play slow, get picks of Widow, do damage with Pharah. Play very slow, make the enemy team come to you. Eternal's plan should be, hey, we have a rush comp, we have the Lucio, let's try to make rotations and go into the enemy tanks or Pharah. And maybe they can send their D.Va to chase the Widow too, right? So she can't get an angle. Okay. So, assumably, Eternal wants to play it slow till point unlocks. Not sure about this. I feel like playing it really slow is bad because then Kori gets the picks and Tuba gets the spam. Where is Tuba? Oh, he's over here. This is a good spot, right? Eternal's playing slow. Eternal's getting spammed. Still getting spammed. Now point unlocks, so I feel like Eternal have to make a move here. I'm not sure if they do here, but they have to like push out and rotate maybe. They want to get this like angles. They want to get these two guys on the same angle so they can just shield right, put it in front of the Pharah and the Widow, and then push. Like if they just sit in the same spot, I feel like Tuba and Kori will just play opposite angles. They'll get a crossfire on the enemy team, and it's not good for Eternal. I feel like they have to push aside. Oh shit, real FD got Overwatch. This guy is here. I think I'm roasting your team here, FD God. Oh, they're rotating. Never mind. They're doing a good job. But now they're giving away the point. So they should have rotated earlier. Yeah, because this is bad, right? Because now Justice's plan was to stall anyway with the Winston. And now they gave away the point too. So Justice can stall even longer and get percentage, right? Like, bad. And they still have to like make plays, right? Because Eleva's just gonna sit on this side of the point. Roche is gonna drop down here. And then the Pharah's gonna play above. And Widow's gonna play wherever, right? They need to keep making rotations because the enemy team doesn't have speed. Then best goes low, so I guess that's why they're not pushing right now. Thank you for the follow, EXO 1800 Ultra. So they push out, they go on point, but Koi finally gets a pick. Mark dies though, so it's not all lost. MS shield drops. Thanks for the follow, FD God. And my shield drops completely, so they have to recharge now, right? They can't rotate without shield. Especially when Nico just got picked. I like the swap to Sombra. Because if you can get a hack on a tank, then you can run them over, right? Like, Wall doesn't do that much, because Wall is very good at counter dive, and very good against Reinhardt, because obviously you can wall him off. But if Justice's plan is just to rotate away constantly and jump away, and never jump in, then Mei's not going to get in range to freeze, right? So Mei's only valuable if you can get in range to freeze, or the enemy team has to come to you. So if Eternal would have capped this, then Mei would have been very valuable. But now, setting up plays with the Sombra hack makes a lot of sense. XZ kills 2. Ambing gets slept.
I'm feeling unstoppable.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
XZ kills 3. Okay, let's watch some XZ POV. What is going on? First he picks the Mercy. They don't have a lot of space, right? So getting picked in this situation has to be really hard for XZ. The rotation goes off. Sees Diana. He's the Winston. He's like, T, come help me push this one. Yeah. He sees Arc. They rotate a little too late here. Arc gets stuck. So Arc getting stuck here, not great, especially when he's already shooting him. Then Arc dies because he got stuck. That's a lot of healing gone, and the damage boost on Pharah's gone. Then they nano Hanbin. Nano D.Va is very good against any comp where Nano Rein is useless. Like, Rein can't get in position on any of these people. So you either want a Nano D.Va or you want a Nano to Kree, right?
You better get out of
But
the
like,
way.
Nano D.Va's great because it also heals him. Elevote dies. I feel like Elevote overpushed there a little bit. And then he goes for the flank.
I'm on.
And then Aim God just...
Échappe à mon regard.
He's zooming! He needs to unscope a little bit there. He's like... A Pharah needs help. Especially when that first shot missed. Oh, he's healing his Winston. Sleeps the D.Va. Who wakes up the D.Va? Somebody wakes up the D.Va, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, he just wakes up naturally. Yeah.
You're powered up. Get in there.
It's fine then. Trying to heal Tuba, and then he gets stabbed. Okay. Man, McCree does so much DPS. But yeah, and then your Ana's dead, so your tanks have no healing. So this is very bad for the Justice, right? Especially because Arc's not even back yet. Arc's still right here. It'll take a while for him to get back. And then Hip gets picked, so that's very good for Justice. Might clutch it out. But if Eternal get this point, it's very hard for Justice to retake because their comp is all about taking like off angles and spamming for a long time to be effective, right? I mean, no Ana in general sucks. Like, Hanbin can't get any healing now, just from FD God, but Lucio doesn't heal that much. So, like, having your Ana dead is the worst person you can have dead, right? You can have anyone else dead, but Ana, and you can still win a fight. Like, Kree dead is really bad too, but Ana dead is like the worst, because you have 0 heals with this comp. With the Justice comp, Mercy does a little bit more single target healing, but it's still not great, right? You really don't want your Ana to die. Like, Hanbin right now is 1 HP, he's never gonna get healed. So you might as well just leave him on the reset heal. Hip swaps to Moira. A good swap if you feel like you can't survive on Ana. They beat and High Noon, and Arc dies again. But Arc needs to like LOS the Kree a little bit better, I feel. The first time, I don't think he should have died. Let's see now. So he flies up as the High Noon goes off. Wait, and then he goes out of LOS. Out of LOS right now. That beat was good, right? Eggsy was like really low. Hanbin was 1 HP. Makes sense. Wait, so Ark's still out of Ark is fine right now.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
Thanks for the follow, Dexman. Ark is still fine. And then Ark flies into Kree LOS and dies. Oh no. If he would have just stayed there for like one more second, he was fine. And your Mercy dies really bad because she has res, right? So you can bring anybody else back, but your Mercy dying, you can't. Okay, so we beat. D.Va gets health pack. Hip's almost back, right? Hip's, not almost back. It'll take some more time, but they have the point and they can play slow. This is like the big thing, right? Justice just had the point, so Eternal really need to be aggro to get the point. But now that Eternal have the point, they can deathball a little bit more. Play a little safer. Play aggressive on the Justice. Like, if they can get a hack... Oh, XE dies. If they can get a hack on a tank, they can push that really hard with speed, right? So that's why I like the Sombra swap. Let's see how XE dies here. Ori? He finds picks out of nowhere a lot of this. Okay, so Eggsy challenging Corey. Bembest is shielding though. Then Eggsy gets body shot again, so he could have already died there to a headshot. Eggsy needs healing. And then he walks into LOS, and Corey has a nice rotation here. Eggsy pop off on Kree just makes me excited to watch Edison play. Unless Baby Bay plays, of course. We'll have to see who plays. I'm excited to see either one. Okay, so Corey dies to Hanbin. And Eternal's still in control of the point, right? So these trades aren't that great for Justice. Maybe now Ark can come in for the res. He does not. FD got dies though. What happens there? Okay. XZ dies to Widow. Widow dies. Okay. FD got speeding. This Corey's hacked right now, so good hack from Nico. Nico gets naded. Oh, FD comes in range of the Winston, backs out. And then there's a D.Va. Okay, he's no amp. So he just dies to the D.Va and an Ana shot. But it's still okay, since the Moira is back now. And Moira healing on Ryan is very hard to kill for this comp, right? Like, they need to like break his full shield. Or get like a D.Va on him. They have to kill the Moira instead. Okay, but Nico and Hanbin die. Hanbin uses ult and dies, that's bad. Because D.Va ult is very good against Pharah Mercy. If you see the Pharah Mercy fly up and you D.Va bomb them, oftentimes you can get a kill on them. If you like time it properly. The D.Va bomb is very effective against Pharah Mercy comps. Fight gets cleaned up because everybody died from Eternal, but they still got 40%. Not the end of the world.
I'm back in the fight.
Now they just have to play off hacks on me. Bembest goes to Winston, but they want to like commit a little harder to the hack, and they swapped the Tracer. So yeah, if you swap to the Winston, definitely want to swap up to Kree as well because he had basically no help anymore. And now it's just a full dive comp, right? And a comp like this can out-tempo a spam comp very often. Like if they can find a good dive target, maybe hack them and speed on them, that's going to be very strong. I also expect... Okay, so this is something else. Like something else completely. But I expect that when hero bans come in, and Mei and Kree and maybe D.Va or Ryan get hacked, right? That a dive comp is going to be very strong because Mei and Kree no longer exist, and Sombra is like the next up on the DPS tier list in my opinion. So she can be very strong if that happens. Like, it depends on what exact bans are gonna be, but it's either gonna be Lucio, Ana. One of those two is gonna get banned, and then Ryan or Diva is gonna get banned, and then either McCree or Widow, but it's probably gonna be McCree, right? Because they have such a high pick rate. I feel like Genji Sombra is really good on maps with high ground, but if there's a lot of low ground on a map like this, Sombra Tracer is really good. Because Tracer does really good at dueling with other DPS, right? He's not great at dueling a McCree or a Mei, but if those picks are banned, then Tracer duels Doomfist and Genji really well. So she can hold space very hard on her own. Okay. No, they have to ban 2 DPS. 1 tank and 1 support. So it could be both Mei and McCree. It's gonna be very interesting doing a lot of reviews on the hero ban
Get through this.
matches. Definitely
Boosters
excited for that.
engaged.
So they get Eggsy on a flank. So if you want to dive enemy Anas, right, setting up flanks is very important, because if everybody just jumps from the same angle, AimGod can get help very easy. But because AimGod wants to retreat and Eggsy's right behind him, it's very hard for AimGod to still live, right? But if Eggsy wasn't coming from a flank here, then this would have been really hard. Especially because there's a high ground, right? It's hard to get on high grounds with Tracer. So let's see how Eggsy sets this up. He is behind. His team says, hey, or he says to his team, hey, Ana, stop right. He dashes up. So this was a very good dash, right? Good map knowledge. And then tells Benbest probably like, dive Ana, dive Ana.
Get through this. Boosters engaged.
So Ana instantly gets pocket from Mercy. Good job by Arc. And they help him with Elevote. So good counter dive.
Justice reigns.
Also, they fair ult. Fair ult's really good for counter dive, right? Like, you want to use the fair ult for counter dive. And Hanbin is on Koi right now, so they cannot stop this fair ult. Bembest dies. Koi should also die, right? Koi dies. That's a 1-for-1. Oh, FD God kills Aim God. Let's see how that happens. So he field boost, and he somewhat speed boost to get Benbest in there. Then he's helping Hip out. This is his job. Fair barrages. Not much he can do. Then, okay, so Hanbin, after they go on Corey, Hanbin goes on the Ana because she dropped from high ground. Maybe she didn't have to. And then FD God finished him off. So that's good all outs on the Ana. Why did Aim God drop though? Because he was getting so much help up top. If he stays, that might be better. Maybe he's trying to help Corey. So they dive him. Nades. Oh, he gets booped. Okay, he gets booped by the Benbest boop. And then, because he was barraging, he gets the healing. But then after that, Arc needs to heal Aim God here. Aim God dies. And Eggsy dies. A lot of trades. Arc's ult gets cancelled, or his res gets cancelled. So that's really big, right? Like, if Arc gets that res there on Aim God, I don't think Eternal even have a chance of winning this. Especially because the Justice Cop, they do better in long brawls, right? Because they have the overtime damage with Fair. The Widow's obviously dead right now. And Ark still has the ult.
Routing count forward barrier.
Okay. And FD got booped to res.
Apagando las luces.
Need healing.
Heroes never die.
Routing power.
Has the res. These Chuba's dead body, or Aimlet's dead body. Hanbin goes for the boop. Hanbin boops him out. So that's really nice awareness on the res. Corey swaps the Tracer. It's very hard to get value against this comp as Widow. So good swap. Maybe he could have even swapped the Sombra.
Apagando las luces.
Okay. Nico EMPs Roar because he has ult. Honestly, I don't think you can get big EMPs against this comp. So hacking or EMPing tanks is really good, I feel. And especially if they knew Roar had ult and they couldn't just hack him normally, that's a good EMP. Or dies. Especially because it's last fight, right? They need to win this. Cuba still spamming. Or he dies to Exy. Did a good job dealing him. Solo dies. Chasing the spawn. Did they kill Ark? Not kill Ark. Okay. Then Koi swaps to Torb. So, contrary to popular belief, Torb is very good against dive. Torb is really bad against anything that spams his turret out, right? But if people have to jump into Torb and he gets to use that overload thing and he gets to like right click people in the face, Torb is very strong. And then you also have the turret, which is very hard to kill with this Eternal comp, right? They have barely any range damage. Makes Torb a good anti-dive hero. And then they also picked the Brig, which is also a very good anti-dive hero. This Brig is very good at giving Tracer armor, which makes Tracer win the duel. And he gives the Ana armor, so she can't get dived. She stuns the diver, she AoE heals, etc. So I like the swaps coming out from Justice here. Even though the Torb might seem like people aren't sure about this pick. I feel like Torb is a good anti-dive hero. He's not a good hero, but he's good anti-dive. So he's very situational in my opinion. What happens? Walk up. They dive the Torb. Torb uses the overload, so let's watch the Torb right now. He's getting Matrix, so obviously he can't do anything. Gets the armor. They use the nano on him. Shoots Bembest. Hamid's still Matrixing him. So Eternal like dived really hard there. I don't know if I like that dive. Like that was so deep. I don't know what the plan was there. Maybe they wanted to dive with the beat before Justice could get to the point. But even if they win that really fast, then there's a chance Justice gets a touchdown. Maybe they didn't see the Torb swap. Nah, they must have seen the Torb swap. Not sure what the plan was there. But dive fails. Turret does die. Turret's dead.
Nerf this.
Hanbin ults, but lands in the Winston bubble. FD God dies.
I'm back.
It died really early there. Like I feel like because you have the point, you can wait a little bit. I feel like it wanted to do it because they hacked the D.Va, right? They hacked Elivo, and Roar had ult, and Elivo had ult. So maybe they wanted to just be quicker than the enemy team. But I feel like if you let them get the point, there's a bit more playground. Especially if you can get the turret pre-fight. Because if that turret stays up, you wreck your shit. Especially against Tracer and Sama. Tracer and Sama can get 1v1 by turret.
Give me time out.
XCI picks Koi, so that's really big, right? But fight's still going really badly for Ari. See? Turret! Freaking turret, man. Corey's dead and still kills somebody. Okay, Bembest pops ult. It pops ult. Bembest dies. Roar dies. Roar was like stalling people. I'm getting to the point. Elevo gets hacked.
Apagando las
Nico's been
luces.
hitting a lot of good hacks, I think. He also EMPs Elevo, so Elevo can't ult. I took a 20-minute break. Welcome back. So getting the Elevo mech before he can ult while he's hacked, that's really big. Before he pops the Molten Core. Let's see how he tosses it. I always like watching Torg when they toss the ult. 20 minutes. You know, there's only 4 maps in this series. I need analysis. Look at the Molten Core. You don't want to put it on the same spot. You want to like spam around with it. It's so funny. You got dodges hit by wall riding. Nice dodge. Molten Core. Zone some people. See, Corey gets dived. And diving Torb is pretty bad, I feel. I feel like you want to dive this stack here. Like, you want to dive Aim God 100%. Like, I don't feel like you can dive the Torb. They killed the turret. Great. But look at Corey here. Like, he already has the armor from the Brig. So he doesn't have the Brig armor. He's 250 HP. The slam does like nothing. He uses his overload. He's still 250 HP, right? And then Hanmin just has to run because the Reaper damage comes out. Maybe after you've baited the overload you can dive, but he just used his cooldowns and half his HP just to get overload. And then Bembest dies because Bembest was actually diving. So where's Bembest? So actually a really nice knock up by Roar. And Elevo gets it. Elevo gets hacked in return. They pop the rally, which is one of the best ults, a very underrated ult right now. But rally, especially against dive, armor is so good. Like, armor against dive is so good. Like, it stops like so much damage per bullet from Tracer and Sombra that if you have the rally armor, your Ana's basically unkillable to that, right? So you can go really aggressive with Arc and Aim God while they're popping the rally. Justice win that because of the Torb swap. And because they won the first fight, of course. Well, like, they didn't 100% win the first fight, but they got like 40% because Eternal gave away the point. Okay, let's see.
5, 4, 3,
So again,
2, 1.
a very good Widow map, right? You have very long sight lines on this map. And Corey can like do a really good job here of like taking these angles, like especially this is a very good angle for Widow, right? He basically can't get dived by anyone but D.Va, Winston, Hammond, Genji. Very hard to like dive a Pygar on a Sombra Tracer.
The objective.
It's interesting that they go to dive comp with it though, and not the comp that Eternal's playing. Like, this is a more standard comp here. With the Mei, you can take a lot of space, and that space is all given to Widow, right? So it's gonna be for Justice. It's gonna be all about having Roar and Elevo find Eggsy, and for Eternal, it's gonna be all about holding space. They can sit up on point a little bit because there's no spam on the Justice. There's no shield damage. So Eternal can just like walk around, take space, try to find picks with the comp, set Hanbin on the Widow, while Justice have to play a lot more safe. They might want to like go on the Widow, or they want to dive FD God and Hib. But I favor the Eternal comp by a lot, especially on this map. I don't feel the Tracer can get very much done against this comp. I feel the Tracer is very weak against Mei in particular, and then also the Lucio and the Moira. Maybe if there was an Ana on this comp, it'd be easier to like dive the Ana. But Moira's very good at not being dived. Thank you for the follow. Crabs have claws. They do indeed. They have 2. Crab. Okay. So Hip instantly dies. So Corey again, he's a monster, he's a god. Hip actually went Moira because he thought they were gonna play dive. See, very smart pick, yeah. And then the Justice do what I thought they would, right? They're looking for Eggsy. They want Corey to be free. And basically this stack cannot dive the Reinhardt stack, right? The Reinhardt's just gonna like demolish them while Eggsy shoots him in the back. And the Mei can freeze if you get dived by the enemy team. So they want to look for the Widow. They do. Widow has good position, gets the pack, so he lives a little bit longer, but he's gonna die. This is good, right? This is all because Hip died early. Because Hip died early, it's harder for these guys to help the Widow. I still feel Eggsy would have died. But because Hip died early, it gets a lot harder, right? Now they're in a 6v4, but Justice, because they dive so hard, they're in a really bad spot right now. Like, Aim God is in a bad spot. Okay, so Aim God gets Matrix. They just want to get out. Like, what Justice want to do here is they dove hard. They use their cooldowns. Now they want to get back to point. Cap the point. Keep space for Corey. And then dive the enemy Widow again, right? Eggsy's probably going to swap her to Kree, maybe? We'll see. Okay, so Aim God dies because he got stuck there.
The objective
Okay.
is now active.
Because Aim God dies, you can walk on point. Corey's on point right now, so they just have to shield toward him. And then Roar dies. So this is what I was talking about, right? Like the Eternal frontline has such an easy time dueling the Justice frontline. They can bully them and push them around, right? So Roar being that aggressive, like their only hope is, I feel, if Corey just pops off and kills people. And that's like not a good game plan, right? Because then if Corey doesn't pop off, I feel like you just don't win. Like War goes in, he starts zapping people, and he gets Mei frozen. Oh, he jumps up. So this is like, he should have jumped out here. I'm not sure if he meant to jump up, but of course landing back at the enemy team when you have 1 HP is not the play. Then Hanbin again, he goes on Corey Judy. He knows if Corey pops off here, we lose. If he doesn't, we win. So Hanbin does a good job. He even dies for it. But honestly, I think that's fine. Like, I really feel like Corey is the only win condition for Justice here. Like, Tracer doesn't do that much damage to this team comp. So Corey dies because Hanbin pushed him so hard and they have speed, so they can chase him around. Oh no, FD God lands in he lands in the pulse bomb. I think he's wall riding, can cancel it. Let's watch. Beat up. Or dies. He got supposed to fight Corey, which they should all be getting him now. Corey dies. And then Vicky comes out.
Get to cover.
FD God is like, no! Falls into it. That is unfortunate. I like how Benmas like perfectly turned the shield. Of course he doesn't see where FD God's coming from. There's no way you can see that. But it was really unlucky.
Boosters engaged. Get through this. Routing tower.
At least you are Lucio. You can get back really fast. So, where are you right now? See, you're already back. You're fine. But again, like, I really feel like if Eternal Cop just holds space, don't let XZ get dived for free, and maybe don't even take the Widow duel. Like, XZ could hold safe angles, right? Because he has walls right now, he can take it, but I really feel like if Corey doesn't pop off, there's no way for Justice to win. Like, Winston, D.Va don't deal with Mei very well. Tracer, great pick, but you're not gonna kill a Moira with like a Winston and a Tracer connect. And then Lucio can just boop Winston when he dives in, right? It's like, I don't like this comp. I feel like if you're gonna go dive, you go all in on the dive, right? You play the Sombra. I think Sombra's a very good character. And if you want to like play Tracer, you play Sombra Tracer, and then you go hard. You get hacks, and then you dive. But this seems like semi-dive and hoping for Corey to pop off comp. Which Corey does often pop off. He really does. Okay. XZ gets Tuba. And Elevote decides to chase down XZ all the way. Which, I mean, it just leaves your front line very vulnerable again. Like, Eternal, they have zero pressure on this. Before he dies. Like, they're rent free. XZ does die to Elevote. But again, that's fine, right? Like, Elevote's now gonna go point to like contest or something, or he's gonna spawn camp XZ. But if he spawn camps XZ, XZ could maybe just swap to Kree and fight him. Does XZ swap? He does not. He stays. But XZ's playing the bait here. He's a bait. Elevote goes to point. Which maybe he could have spawn camped XZ if he wanted to. But now he gets DMAC'd on point.
Nerf this.
He bombs, so it's a good bomb. It kind of gets stuck. So he has shift. So once your Moira is down shift, she's very vulnerable, and the enemy team is going to dive him. So after hip shift gets forced, Eternal need to know, hey, our Moira has no shift. Let's play defensive, wait for a shift to come back up, then play aggressive, right? And Justice is gonna know, hey, we have to dive this Moira before he gets his cooldown back up. So let's see. Hip shifts out. Run. Okay, so Hip dies. FD got tries to save him with beat. Doesn't use it in time. Got it, but he's about to die. Oh. He kind of uses it when he gets it. So he's just unlucky too. I also think Hip's retreat path there wasn't good. I think he should have retreated to his team. Because then Hanman could have maybe matrixed him, you know? Or then if the Winston jumps in, they can focus him together. But yeah, Hip gets stuck. Because of the D.Va bomb, right? He doesn't want to get hit by the D.Va bomb.
Now to show them.
And then if your Moira's dead, you lack a lot of healing. Good thing is, Eternal is almost all full HP. So it's not the end of the world. He goes shift is forced. So again. Oh, nice. The 8. So what Tuba wanted to do, right? Is he wanted to pulse bomb the ice block. So that when Nico comes out, he instantly gets either stuck or the pulse bomb goes off when his ice block runs out, right? So Tuba was trying to time it, but Hanman does a good job of eating the pulse bomb, making sure that Nico stays alive. And Tuba dies, he gets stuck. FD God dies to Corey. But again, there's a Mayon on point, and Eternal has point control. So, Elevote lived! Wait, did Nico need to reload? I feel like he did. That's so unlucky. Shoot him! Headshot him! Oh, he body shot! Why was that a body shot, bro? What? He had the cursor on his head. I'm mad for him. I think it's because he's on the low ground, but a shot kind of hits the hand or something. Dude, he had a cursor on his head. I need a freeze frame on that. Man. I guess it hits the gun? That's unlucky. Salvo would have died here. But now he doesn't. I would be mad if I was Nico. And Roar saved him. Yeah, because of the good justice streak, very good beat from Mark. Come back. Corey kills 2. Classic Corey. And Corey killed FD God earlier in the fight too. Corey popped off that fight. Yeah, I really feel like this comp is all about Corey popping off. How does he kill FD?
Nerf this.
Yeah, I saw that. He's on remake. He goes aggressive on him. Oh, you almost got him too, damn.
Don't worry, I got
But people help Corey, he's fine. Dude, Lucio's an assassin, I swear. They swap to the Sombra again. Again, I think the thought process here is hey, I can't get in range of them as Mei, they are kiting me. So let's try to Sombra, get hacks, and then we can run them down. So it's all about justice, like stopping the hacks. Like Elevote, when he gets back at least, needs to be on the anti-hack duty. Oh, Corey picks Eggsy. Oh, Corey's so good. Like, Eggsy's like really good, but Corey's been like on him this month. There haven't been that many Widow duels, but like when it's been happening.
enemy spotted.
Look at that! What is that, bro? Like he gets like he sees it for like half a second. So he sees Eggsy up top first, I think. Then Eggsy drops. And he just clicks it. Even in .25 it's fast. Justice is going really hard. Good, right? Especially if they can get a hack on somebody. They have not gotten a hack. Or, I mean, Eternal's going really hard. I feel like they want to kill Corey here. Okay, so to kill Elevote before he gets mech. So they wanted to kill Elevote before he mech back up. Elevote was 83, so that's really big, right? It was always going to be a 6v5 again. But now because Elevote dies... Where is Elevote right now? Okay, so he's right here. But they went that deep, and then Elevote was like, oh, I'll dodge them. But Hanbin was like, nah, bro, here I am. Unfortunate. He has the mech, but he knows if he remechs right here, then Elevote's just gonna shoot him in the head. Or then Hanbin's just gonna shoot Elevote in the head. So he can't remech. So he does remech. Hanbin does exactly what I said he would. And during all of this, because Corey's still alive, Eternal have to keep thinking about the Widow LOS, right? FD's coming back right now. Corey kills FD God. Corey kills 2. So, as I said, this Justice comp It's all about Corey popping off. And he has been popping off. He's been kind of nasty with it. Eggsy dies. Because he comes back to the fight late, gets cleaned up. That's okay though, they only had one fight anyway. Not too busy. And Eggsy almost has the wall hacks. So it's gonna be really good, right? For like locating Corey and not dying to him. Okay, so Roar gets his ult force. So this is very good for Eternal, right? Roar getting his ult force before the fight. They still have to touch point, but like Roar being deep, very good. So he jumps deep because he's scared of the hack. He's scared of the Nico hack. Jumps out and then dies. Oh no, he gets hit. That's good that he had ult. Tuba uses bomb, misses. And Tuba dies. That's a very... We're still alive, guys. We're fine.
Time to raise my APM.
Tanks are forcing point.
Forward shield. 날라간다.
Because Hanbin has ult, he can play very aggressive, right? If he gets D-Max, he just pops it, hides, remax. Name God's Fade gets forced. He's the target now, or he should be. Don't end up dying. He's gonna end up killing Arc. Eggsy dies to Roar, who was still in the back line. So Egsy's not been having a good time. He's been getting dived. But he's a bait, right? This Justice Comp is all about killing Eggsy. So him not living, fair.
Come on.
Especially when Elevote and Roar have been going on him constantly.
Taking off.
Name God ults Roar.
APM 좀 올려볼까?
Hanbin flies on Roar. Will Roar die?
No.
Roar gets hacked. FD God comes in with a beat to secure. Or dies, so that's really big, right? Like you have no main tank, you don't get to hold a lot of space, no bubbles. Corey pops the wall hacks. So everybody from Eternal is focusing point really hard. They have a lot more damage on point. EMP hits Free, so that's a very big EMP, especially because it hit the Tracer too, who just blinked in. Corey dies to Hanbin, so Corey and FD God dive Hanbin. They're sick of Corey's shit killing everybody, especially when he has wall hack. Hanbin sees him. Hanbin's like, you're not doing this to me again. You look like Wub Overwatch, do I? Yeah. I look like Wub and I sound like Donkey. Let's go swords in a nutshell. Then, yeah. Because Corey's dead, there's no way Eternal wins anymore. Or, wait. Justice win anymore. But, they still have one retake, right? Eternal does have both tank ults, which is good for them. Justice have beat tank ult. I just think the Sombra's so good. Matchup. Sombra gets hacked, then you can just focus whoever she hacks, and you get like a pick a lot of the time. While Tracer, it's better against this comp for sure that Eternal's running than the one they started with, but the Tracer doesn't feel as good as the Sombra. I feel like you should play Tracer when you also play Sombra. Okay, so the Paris tanks are being very aggressive. They have ults, so they get to be very aggressive. Arc's beak is forced out because he has to save Roar and himself.
Come on.
Hanbin has ult, so he continues to be like super mega aggressive. Hanbin's still on Aim God. He solos out Aim God. This is very bad. Gets the health back. I feel like this is a health pack that Nico could have hacked because it gets used so much in the fight. So hacking that 1 health back is very good for Sombras, right? Especially because they had won the fight, so he had time to do that. Minor oversight there. Aim God still dies because D.Va's OP as hell, and he got focused by Nico. Corey headshots Nico. So again, Corey being a threat.
How? Nerf this.
Elevote dies through D.Va bomb, so Benbest did a really good job there, focusing him out. Benbest still had ult, so he could be aggressive. Benbest pops ult. You got goes for 1 HP, dies. Eggsy also dies, so Roar comes up big here. Not sure why Eggsy was that far up. Oh, so he, oh my god. Eggsy like goes for Corey. He's like, this guy needs to die. This guy, he's been killing my team. This needs to end. So he hook shots in. Roar sees it. Pops the ult on him. He gets knocked off the map. That was a very nice move. And then FD God, 1 HP.
Here you go.
Benbest tries to save him.
I'm back in the fight.
Oops. And FD God dies. Hanbin is on the back line again. With Benbest. Good mutual dive.
Routing power to
But because he was trying to save FD God, I feel. If FD God lived there, that's very good for them. Arc dies to Hanbin. So Hanbin's making big plays right now. He killed Aim God basically solo, and now he kills the Lucio. Very good job from him. And then Benbest was going on Koi there, I feel. At the end. Again, if this health pack was hacked, bro. Okay, so Corey eventually dies. Which eliminates all Justice's chances of winning. Dude, it's Corey dies. They lose. And Corey kills free, they win. Oh shit, Corey's coming back in. But they're losing.
Victory.
Okay. Next map. Temple of Anubis.
Ready for battle.
Skip. So one map, 1 hour 20 minutes. I'll try to speed up a little bit. How long is this one? 13. That's not too bad. That's not bad at all. Okay. So the Justice Cop, right? I feel like they really like the Hanzo here. Because of the rafters up here, the Hanzo can be free, can shoot down on people, right? Kree has a hard time contesting people up here and obviously can't get up here. So Hanzo's very good on this point because of that. Especially because if Eternal push in right here, what Corey gets to do is he gets to go up here, jump up here, and shoot from this top angle, which is very good for them, right? So that's one reason. And then they're playing the Brig, I feel, because on this point you don't need Lucio as much, because Lucio allows you to kite back, but generally you want to hold this high ground really strong on Anubis. So the Brig allows you to just hold strong and never kite back, right? And then they obviously played a Mei. They played Orisa because they want to hold this high ground. And a lot of the teams have been playing Shield War here with like Orisa and Rein. So the Orisa kind of secures you against that. Orisa is also very good against dive because you get the pull divers like Genji, like Doomfist. Obviously people wouldn't play Doomfist on attack here, but in general, a monkey jumps, he gets pulled, he dies, right? So the D.Va kind of secures you in the Shield War and against dive, which teams often go here. And then the Hanzo secures this high ground area. And the Hanzo and the Orisa do a really good job of spamming shield. So just Justice Cop makes sense because they want Corey on snipers. So Corey on Hanzo here, this is a very good Hanzo point. And then Eternal comp is somewhat similar, right? They just have the standard meta comp with the Hanzo because the Hanzo gets to make picks and gets to play these rafters. Yeah, I think Eternal's plan, walk out, get space here, then force the enemy team to point. And Justice's plan, hold really close. Make sure the enemy team doesn't get out of choke very easy. And win the fight that way.
This is going to hurt.
Okay. So you rotate here with the wall, because then the enemy team can't wall this off and you're not stuck. And you see the Hanzo's instantly playing the rafters here. That's where the value from the Hanzo comes in on this point. McCree would just be sitting with the team, you know? So you wouldn't be as good. But the Hanzos, they get to contest these high grounds. The D.Va flies up here, so Corey can't contest them. All very smart moves right now. The Corey's just contesting Eggsy. Okay. So Justice is holding pretty far back here. I'm not entirely sure why. And this wall kind of misses. You want to kind of wall the Reinhardt, or like put a wall just behind the Reinhardt and get him on the other side. So they obviously try to do that, but the Rein gets walled up. So this is very bad for Justice, right? Because they missed their wall. They're all on the same angle. So now Eternal get their chance to wall, right? So they'll either wall the Reinhardt here. Yeah, they'll basically always try to wall the Reinhardt and engage on him. Okay, so they get a wall. It blocks off Aim God. So that's what you want to do with the wall, right? You want to wall off the heals on the enemy Rein. And ideally also other people, right? But just walling off the heals is already very big. Go on Corey. Elevote uses his Fortify. Corey dies, so it's very big, right? Like, them killing Corey. Corey is all the damage this comp has. So this should secure them a fight win if they play cleanly now. Elevote uses Fortify. Orisa after Fortify is very squishy. He only has 400 HP.
Tower to forward barrier.
I think Arc should be positioned with Rein, not with Aim God. No, I disagree. A Brig gets ran over very easily by a Lucio speed. Brig, if she gets Rein swung on, she dies like almost instantly. Because she can't armor herself, obviously. And she doesn't get as much self-healing anymore as on the old patch. Brig should not be playing with the Rein. If you're playing Brig, you play further back. Your Mei should always be playing with them. Hip dies, which is very bad for the Eternal. Like, they went from like having that fight 100% to like being more likely to lose it, because now Ben Best, Hanbin, and Nico can't get healed up very easy. They just have FD God healing.
Time to raise my
This is a good
EPM.
wall. They need to win this fight quick, because they won't win the shield war. Or like this poke war, right? Because they don't have Ana healing. So that Eternal like hard committing there. Very good. They need to just keep taking not very much damage and focusing people down. So you see Arc here? You see how fast he died? Because he was frontlining? Like your Brig, like this is what I'm talking about, right, Dan? If your Brig gets in Rein's swing range, he's very weak. Like Brig has to play like a backliner now. In Goats, Brig could play differently, but not anymore. So like the Brig dies, fight's over. Even though Hip died. Oh, Hanbin gets D-Max. That's pretty bad for them. Hanbin still kills Aim God, but with the new 2 CP spawns, where people die very quickly, you get the faster spawns. Wouldn't you rather play Lucio for Peel for Roar? The Brig is mostly for anti-dive. Because teams have been playing dive a lot on Anubis Point A. People have been playing dive a lot on Anubis Point A. And the Brig is incredibly strong against dive. So it's basically to dissuade dive, I feel. And because you don't need to peel back. That's why you pick the Brig. Not because it's insane against the Reinhardt comp. And even against the Reinhardt comp, it's still pretty good. Because they get to armor Corey, right? And he gets to play very aggressive. And now Corey still died first, right? So it's not good. They used the wall off here, which is great, right? I don't like that the Justice is playing so defensively, right? Like, this wall is really good. But now if Bembest just stands there with his shield up, they're never going to get a pick on this wall because they're not close. But if they were closer, then Aim God could go for aggressive nades, right? Or maybe here. And then Roar could swing on it. And maybe even with a nano boost, because they have the nano boost. But I feel like Eternal now is just going to get to go in for free. Hip dies, so even though they weren't holding close, Hip still died. Corey must have, again, tread at the needle. I don't know how he picked it.
See through the dragon's eyes.
The wall comes out.
The storm.
Hip just gets double shot because they walk around, they wiggle around too much. Yeah, I think engaging on Dark is very strong. I think maybe because they have the Hanzo, they're not as good close range, right? But I still think that you want to be aggressive with Roar. And maybe because they got later spawns, they were that close? No, Roar could have been there, I feel. Yeah, I feel like you definitely want to be like here with the Reinhardt. Here with the D.Va is great. And then here with the Ana and the Hanzo. And then when you get the wall off here, which Stratus did a great job of, you want to throw in the nade, right? And at the same time go for a swing with your Rein while you matrix the Rein so he can't get slept. And then that swing does so much AoE damage, right? Yeah, I feel like, especially if you have the nano boost, you'd want to hold close. They get the wall off. It's a great wall off. Then they somehow pick Hip. Hip walks too far to the side, and Bembest shield doesn't cover him anymore. But this is really bad, right, on 2CP? Because they had the snowball, they had a big ult advantage going into this fight, and now because Hip gets picked, Justice get to farm their ults more, and Eternal has to like reset, pushing in again. It's good that they reset. You can basically never win fights without your Ana. Okay, this time they go through main. I think they can still go through left, especially because Justice is still holding so far back. But going for main and creating space is also fine, right? You don't want to do the same thing over and over again. Okay. So they try and get a wall on Roar. If this wall would have hit, that would have been a nasty wall. Like, Roar would have died 100%. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that could have definitely been the... Like, that's what Eternal wanted to do here, then. But they failed. They failed the wall. Maybe Roar jumps off. Roar could have jumped off backwards, but now Roar just gets pushed. Roar gets nanoed. Okay. That's a good nano, right? To save Roar. Or he gets slept somehow. Or he gets slept over here. I mean, you can. So if you want to like hold that close, you need your Mei to also be close, right? So that if the enemy team walls your Reinhardt, you can wall off there and engage on the Rein. You always want your Rein and your Mei to play together. So your Mei can protect your Rein if she gets walled off. Like you can counter wall is what it's called. You'll see this very often. It's a really good game. People wall first and then instantly a counter wall comes out. Corey gets chased. Good beat from FD God to follow up on Corey.
Strike.
XZI kills Corey. Bembest gets left alone, but he forces out Mail, so if he doesn't die here, that's really big. Yeah, Shatter comes out.
Time to raise my APM.
ده هيكون مؤلم.
Big Shatter from Roar. Gives the crit of the fight. But like, this is why 2CP is so hard, right? Like, they played that fight very well. They committed a lot of ults. They used 5 ults to try and make a dent into that fight. They got Corey. And then just because Justice hits 1 ult well, they lose, you know? And they have to reset completely. And now they use 5 ults. So now they shouldn't win the next fight either. They have to farm ults first. But they probably don't win the next 2 fights, to be honest. Just because they used 5 ults in a fight they lost. And using those ults was fine, right? They like committed hard with them. Bembest even lived. But then Bembest dropped. And then they got shattered. A nice shatter from War. Yeah, so I feel like if you play your Mei up here with your Ryan, when your D.Va scouts, right? Your D.Va says they're going left side. When they are here. Your Ryan and Mei play close. You wall them off when you look from here. And your Ryan swings. It's very good, I think. Because it's very hard for them to swing back. Because then Koi gets to shoot, right? He gets like free shots. So I feel like the Justice could be holding more aggro. And now they walled, and Eternal just speeds back. Or like walks back, right? And now there's no wall.
Boosters engaged.
So this is like a very common counter wall on the walk-in. There was no wall, so maybe they didn't need that, but here's it nonetheless. Koi uses the Hanzo ult. They dodge it. That's really good. Because then the Hanzo ult just gives them support ults, right? Like Hip gets ult charge off that missed Hanzo ult. Hip's 70 free. You know, he got like 20+% from that Hanzo ult because it missed.
Rowdy power to forward shield.
And they used Hanzo ult, right? It's good. So Koi goes for a flank. This is something you have to watch out for if you're pushing in against the Hanzo, that he comes behind. They are watching out for it. XZI's fighting him.
Cheers, love. The cavalry.
Thank you for the follow, Prince. Thank you guys for all the follows. I really do appreciate it. Okay. The stare off, basically. I think Paris was waiting for Nano.
Blocking them off.
This wall on Stratus is good. Because, again, I really don't like that Roar and Stratus are never playing together. They feel very off sync. Like, if Stratus is all the way up here, Roar should also be up here. But if Stratus or if Roar is all the way down here, then Stratus should be around here, right? Would Orisa Ryan Seymour play next time when the 4-second D.Va booster nerf goes live? I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm honestly not sure. I feel like D.Va gets played now because she does a lot that other people can't. Like, she gets to deny Mei ults. When Kree's played, she gets to deny Kree ults. She gets to deny every fire strike so the enemy team's Ryan doesn't build ult very fast. If there's an Orisa, she gets to eat Orisa pull. She gets to eat nade, right? So she can do a lot. And I feel like with D.Va's versatility, even if the 4-second booster comes in, D.Va will still be played. Just because she does so much. Like, unless it's a map where it's all low ground, like King's Row, then I don't think the D.Va's as good as the Orisa there. But on a map like this, I think the D.Va is just so valuable. Like, Mei basically can't ult because there's a D.Va in the game. Okay, let's continue. So, Justice's Ryan is holding so far back compared to their Mei. I think if I was the Justice coach right now, one big advice I would give them is play closer together with your Ryan and your Mei, like almost always. Like, they're so split most of the time. And your Mei can't counter wall on their wall if your Ryan isn't there, right? Like, if Ryan was here right now, he could get big swings, and he would take the focus. But now Stratus, his Ice Block's gonna get forced. Right? And then, because Stratus' Ice Block is forced, the entirety of Justice has to like walk in to help Stratus. Also, who's nanoed right now? Nico's nanoed.
Nothing can stop me.
Cheers, love. The cavalry.
Thanks for the follow, Bailey.
Allah, Team May. Nerf this.
So, Elevote ult, I like this ult. It like slides up, right? To save Stratus. A nice ult. MS dies. But they did force out a bunch of ults, right?
The pain is
They forced out the D.Va ult and the Rally. Rally's a really good ult.
Now show them.
So I don't feel it's the end of the world. Good D.Va bomb from Elevote. Really good D.Va bomb.
Boosters
He
engaged.
was 1 low, 2 the enemy team had a nano going, 3 saved his mail of it. Okay. So again, they get the walk in. I feel like Stratus maybe could have gotten an angle on that. But even if they get an angle, then Memes can just shoot them, right? Because there's no pressure from the rain. So I think Justice is doing something different to other teams who always basically take the fight here. Maybe it's because they have the Hanzo. But still. Okay. Colonel's playing pretty slow again. They get to walk out. This wall isn't good. Doesn't get anything. This wall also isn't good. Where's this Exile? So if they could have walled like right here, behind Roar, and then ulted with the Hanzo, I think it would have been better. But now Roar just gets to walk out.
وريهم قوتك.
Roar gets nanoed. Roar gets a really big fire strike because he has nano and he didn't get eaten. And Roar shatters hip.
The cavalry's in.
Thanks for the follow, Arden.
Time
And
to
fight's
raise
over,
my
right?
APM.
No way. So that was a very good fight for Justice. Again, like it's so hard to cap these 2 CP maps that you need to be clean on the engage, like right from the start. That wall wasn't clean enough. I did like the idea that Hanzo ult for space, right? Edward has got the walk around and he gets nano. Or he pops off, but fight's already over. But finally, Eternal have some ults again. So from that snowball fight, after that, they haven't had that many ults anymore. I like the Kree because it puts a lot of pressure on the enemy Rein compared to the Hanzo. And Kree's a little better for cleanup, right? You can't always hit every Hanzo shot. I feel like you can hit basically every Kree shot.
Cheers, love. The
Thanks for the
cavalry
follow, Dan.
charge forward barrier.
Okay. Wow. Corey gets picked right off the get-go. But this is disastrous for Washington, right? Having your main carry get picked at the start of a fight of a 2CP is bad. Especially when he has ult too. So Eggsy splits from the team, who's looking to go main. He comes in, stuns Corey, gives him the 1-2. Elevote's coming from behind, but now they get to help him. So Elevote might even die here too because he gets slept.
Defense matrix
Leave it the
activated.
pin. No, don't swing. Pin. Damn it. Elevote probably gets to fly out now, right? Booped. He has the D.Va ult. They beat it. Oh, but the beat is so close. The boop from Arc and everybody dies. So like, even though they got the perfect engage at the start of that fight, because of a nice D.Va ult in the boop combo, both supports die. And even though they had beat, right? You see, Beat does about 600 shield, I believe, when it goes off. FD got it basically the perfect timing. But Bomb does 1,000 damage. So Hip and FD God had around 800 to 750 HP. But because the bomb was so close, the 1,000 damage comes out and they die.
Time to raise my
60 seconds remaining.
And again, Justice trade 1 ult for 1 ult, right? So it's really good for Justice. Like you never want to over ult on 2CP. Okay, so the wall comes out. This is a very nice wall. It's like just on the edge. So FD God, Nico, and Ben Best all kind of get stuck.
get through this. I'm
Oh,
gonna shoot you
FD God
down.
dies. Yeah, fight's over. Right. Like another one died to dust. 2CP defense. You gotta back out. That was a very nice wall from Stratus there. That was like the perfect position you want to get that wall in. Aim God dies though. Your Ana dying is way worse than you dying. Also, Lucia gets to get back really quick. So we'll see if the Eternal push in here. Oh, but Hip dies. Wow! Justice has been getting so many picks. Like, these trades are so bad for Eternal. Like, Aim God dying for Hip, that's really bad.
30 seconds remaining.
And they've been sitting on these ults for a while too. And XD dies because they back out. I also feel like this is why they play the Corey Honda though, because he's so good at getting picks.
10 seconds remaining.
Takes the walk through main.
What?
Point's about to unlock. XZ starts ulting far away. He doesn't want to get picked by the Hanzo while he's ulting.
وريهم قوتك.
They wall off XZ, so it's a good wall. Roar's on the flank while he's nanoed. Did he get booped? Watch Roar.
10 seconds remaining.
Roar
وريهم
gets booped.
قوتك.
Yeah, and then they nano Roar, which is very bad because he's booped right now. Eleva gets frozen, also very bad. Double that. And they kill Corey with the nano Ryan and he fire strikes him. Like Justice. They were doing so good. And now they like tried to hold the space with Roar. But again, Stratus isn't even close to the Reinhardt. So they can't like help each other, I feel.
Go to sleep.
Roar gets slept.
冻住，
All
不洗
nanoed.
澡。
Probably not even that. Stratus ults. But I was close to getting eaten by Hanmin too. That was very close. It was a very good ult from Stratus because he hit it. They wall him up to shoot him. That's nice. I die. It's also naded. So Bembes dies, so that's very big, right? For Justice. Because it takes so long for Roar to get back. XZ kills 2. Now they have to get ticks.
Nerf this.
Stratus lives, Hanbin uses Devo. Doesn't kill Stratus, almost does. And then Hanbin gets picked on a remake. So now both Eternals tanks are dead. So at this point, Justice should probably win this fight. They wall off this side, that's good.
優雅我が敵を食らう
I feel like Eternal just wants to get a tick here. They really want to get this tick. XZ gets killed by Corey. Oh, they almost got the tick. The one tick even on 2CP Anubis on second point is pretty good. So them not getting it is like disaster because the first point is pretty easy to take, but the second point is really hard to take. Next.
Initiating.
Next.
Initiating.
Initiating
Ready
match.
for battle. Ready for battle.
Ready for battle.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend
Fresh.
objective A.
Stay hydrated. Okay. So, Eternal's playing the Widow Mei defense here. I feel this comp is extremely weak to a dive. So teams pick dive here on 2CP Anubis because Sombra, Genji snowball extremely well to the second point, right? So if you can execute a really good dive on first point, you can snowball to second point. But Justice never play dive, or like they don't play Genji Sombra. They particularly seem to not like the Sombra. They have been playing the Tracer, but without Tuba in, they probably won't go like Sombra Tracer or like Sombra Genji. So I think Eternal knows this, and that's why they're playing such a greedy comp. Yeah. And then Justice goes the shield spam comp, which a lot of teams been playing on this. Basically, the plan is you set up in this dark room. Thanks for the follow, Fissal Cloud. You set up in this dark room. You get your Hanzo on top, like here or wherever, right? And then you just spam shield. Once the enemy shield is dead, you walk up. You do the same thing until the enemy team like has to go here, and then you've basically won, right? Because they have to push out into you. That's how both these comps work. Okay, so you see, just to set up here, they're gonna start spamming shield. Hanbin's doing a good job of denying high ground. They wall up Benbest, but then because Benbest and Nico are playing close to each other, Nico gets the counter wall, right? So this is what I've been talking about. You wall, but because the Mei and the Rein are playing together, you get the counter wall. And then Justice can't capitalize on their early wall. So it's a very good counter wall from the Paris. That wall gets destroyed, but it doesn't matter. Keep them alive for long enough. Now, what I really like is that Elevo threw his shield very aggressively to block the hip healing. So this shield isn't to block damage, it's to block the healing from hip. And hip is going to have a very hard time healing from here, right? So he has to walk into his team. Do one shot into the shield. And then they push. Elevo uses Fortify. They use the drone too. But Hip gets an insane nade. He hits everybody here. Because there's no D.Va on the Justice. So this nade is very clutch. Again, wall, counter wall, right? You'll see this a lot. Especially from like the good teams. Wall, counter wall, very standard. Like, the team that aggressively walls can get an advantage if there's no good counter wall. But if the aggressive wall whiffs and the enemy team doesn't have to counter wall, then that's very good for the defensive team. Yeah. Again, the shield was still up, blocking shield, healing. Very good.
Defense matrix activated.
Corey is on the flank. Corey's all the way over here. Because there's no Hanzo on the enemy team, he gets to push out. Hanbin's not on him right now. Hanbin's still looking for him, but he's on the flank. Where is Exy? Exy was also on the flank. He's like trying to get a pick from this angle. So, an aggressive wall. This time no counter wall. So maybe Nico doesn't have the cooldown yet. Maybe he wanted to wall off the... He does have the cooldown. Maybe he was saving wall to wall off the Baptiste ult. That could be a very strong play. He was expecting it. Oh no, he misses wall because he gets walled up. Oh, so that's really bad here. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. Hello chat, hello Kasaurs. I'm happy to tell you I've been working on the routine you gave me and I'm feeling really good at the moment. Nice. I'm glad to hear it, dude. Glad my fitness coaching is helping you. Okay. Yeah, we DM'd a little bit, and I sent him a spreadsheet of workouts to do. What is good? Okay. So, this wall missing is absolutely disastrous for the Eternal, right? Like, if they hit this wall, what happens is what has happened before every time, right? But now because Nico misses the wall here, because he gets walled up, it's very unfortunate. Justice get free reign, right? Like, these people are all walled in. This Baptiste ult us up. Imagine if the wall had been here, right? On the Baptiste ult or on the choke when they came through. I think Eternal would have been good, but now they're probably screwed. Or comes in with a pin on the wall. There. Fight's over. There's no way Paris win this anymore. Like, that counter wall was so unlucky. I've seen this happen more often too. That the wall placement gets wrecked because of the enemy wall. Maybe that can become a strat. Wreck the enemy wall placement. Walling up the enemy Mei. Very interesting. But yeah, that missed counter wall basically won the fight for the Justice. And then AimGod had a really good Baptiste ult, right? So Exi swaps over to the Hanzo.
Objective lost. New
Corey picks
defense
Exi.
point. Objective
Corey continues to reign his dominance. I feel like Corey's so good, man. Like, I feel like the Mei Rein combo from Eternal is outplaying the Mei Rein combo from Justice. But if that wasn't happening, Corey would like hard carry these games. Oh, that was a nice shatter from Bembes. Holy crap. So Corey peaks, and this was really good, right? Because they were down Exi. So then Bembes getting this pick is like mega big. Like, people were still spawning from the Justice too. So I don't think it would have mattered too much. Because Exi does get the instant spawn. But like, nice shatter.
No.
Like, getting that one pick is big. It stops all momentum for Justice. Who did have like a sizable ult bank. Okay, so let's see how the Justice push in this. Again, the Mei's up here. So he's able to always help the Rein, right? So let's say the Rein gets walled main. Then the Mei gets the counter wall main, right? I like how aggressive the Eternal's setting up. I think this is how you protect this. Yeah, FD God is really good. Astro and FD God, I think, are the two best Lucios. Masa too.
APM 좀 올려볼까?
All really good. EU Lucios, man. EU Lucios. Okay. So the Justice walk in. Get a bunch of space. They wall up Stratus and Roar, which is very interesting. And then Roar is walled off. And because Stratus just used this wall, there's no way to help Roar right now. Because he could, like, let's say he had wall, he could wall Roar up to save him. But now he can't, right? Because there's no wall. Roar tries to go for the pit, for the shatter, dies. Fight's over. Good disengage wall. Hanmei goes deep. Clean up.
Routing power to forward shield.
Again, Justice set up. I still like the aggressiveness. And like, see? Rein Mei, all ways together. If Bembes gets walled here, all Nico has to do is counter wall. Nico walls because Elevote is through, so they want to focus Elevote while they wall the rest of the team. They also want to stop the engage on the Hanzo ult, which I like this Hanzo ult position. It gives them space to go through, right? If they don't get contested. Then Stratus walls, but Stratus's wall completely whiffs. Stratus wall doesn't do much. Nico's first on the wall. And then Nico ults. Oh, he's trying to catch Elevote, I think. But this ult's not good. He gets kited away. Justice do a good job. Oh, Koi gets caught though. Oh no. Did Koi like get caught because of the mail? Then I retract all my statements. All my earlier statements. No, Koi just gets caught because he's very aggressive. And they turn on him. And he doesn't have lunge. Why does he not have lunge? If you're gonna go for a flank like that, you need to have lunge up. But when does he lunge?
Get through this.
He lunges to engage? Oh no. I feel like if you go on a flank like this, it's fine, right? But you need to have your lunge to go out. And because this team disengaged because of the mail, ran down, dies, and then Stratus ults. And then, wow, FD got beats. So Koi's dead, Stratus ults, he got beats. So I'm not sure about Mei ulting when your Hanzo's dead. Because your Hanzo's like 90% of your damage, right? So it's a good counter beat from FD God. Countered the Mail. The Mail gets Bedbest. Hanmen ults. Justice also beat, so they're committing a shit ton of ults now. They also nanoed Ryan. They get a really good wall. Do Justice win this? Stratus gets the ice block the Devo. But Corey is still dead. So theoretically Justice don't have the damage. Probably didn't see that Corey died. I mean, he wanted to save Corey with the mail maybe. But then they also used the beat and nano. But they did kill like 4 for free.
Now show
And
them.
Roar charges in. It's stopped. Admin has to contest. Oh, it's only 1 tick too. That's very big, right? See that? His last fight. But Justice committing without Corey. Big apparently. This is a very hard point too, because Lucio just gets to sit up here and he gets to wall ride and do his weird ass contest. Especially if you don't have a Hanzo shoot. Okay. And oh no, do they see 9? Oh no. Oh, so Justice C9 first. Yeah, they see 9. Oh, they would have won that fight because Aim God just died too.
Victory.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh no no no! They Cloud9er. A Charlie. Okay. 2 maps in. Let's take a halftime break real quick. But Eternal would have definitely won that fight if they didn't see 9 there. Like if Hanbin stayed on point, they killed Aim God with the Hanzo ult, and Corey was still dead, they win that fight 100%. It's still going to be hard to full hold, right? Because Justice still had 3 minutes. But it's definitely not unheard of on Anubis second. Okay, let me grab a drink real quick. Take a toilet break. We've been going for 2 hours. And there's 2 more maps. Be right back. Hello. Let us keep going. I remember seeing... Oh, wait. We are on the wrong scene. I'm a bot. We're back. I remember seeing this map and being baffled, right? Because you think Junkertown, I think Corey Widow, I think Justice wins because Corey Widow. And right now it's 1-1, so it's very close. But when this map actually happened, Corey did pop off like he always does. Somehow. But the Justice front line kind of got ran over. And I think it's all because of how they use their Mei walls. Like, Eternal used their Mei walls very well, right? They're doing what I'm talking about. They're keeping their Rhine close to their Mei. But Justice don't seem as synergized on the way they play with the Rhine Mei. So I'll try to like highlight that in this.
Cheers, love.
Thank you for the follow, Nico. Nico 421. Okay, what is happening? So Eternal's doing a wonky spawn hold with Widow. Seems weird, right? Because normally you do spawn holds with something that's better at close range fight, like a Reaper or a McCree. But I think they're just trying to get time off the clock. The Justice do an interesting TP here. And then Nico walls up Stratus before he can wall him off, so Stratus's wall misses. Face loose. This is good for Justice overall because Corey gets to get a lot of space, right? Which he normally wouldn't if they didn't do that TP. Hanmin gets frozen. XZI is just gunning with his team. So very strange that they have XZI on the same angle as the rest of his team, right? Normally you'd have the Widow on an off angle, but maybe they're very scared of Elevote on D.Va normally, chasing him down. Now Elevote's on Orisa, which seems very interesting on this point. I'm not sure what the reason for this. I think it's because they want to like pull headshot maybe with the Widow a lot. But I think on a map like this, the D.Va can contest the Widows. So D.Va makes a lot of sense to me. Not entirely sure that it's D.Va or right now. Okay. But because of the early TP, and position taking, Justice get this point. Again, this fight for Eternal isn't to like win that fight, right? It's just to get time off the clock, I feel. Otherwise you hold all the way back here anyway. So that's okay. Eternal set back up. They walk out. What is happening? Nico gets shattered. D-God goes in Assassin Lucio on Aim-God. So it's an interesting retake, right? Like, I like that the Justice were holding this close to get advantage of their Mei. Very good strat, but a shadow from Roar seemed risky. If Nico manages to ice block that, really good for Eternal. But he did get it off on Nico. Roar dies, but it's a 2-for-1 right now. Let's just clean up. Oh, and then Eggsy picks Corey. Eggsy! This is like a pop-off pick. Like, this is a really hard pick. But I think because there's no D.Va on the enemy team, he gets to peek this. And then I think Corey knows too. But XZ just flicks him. Very nice pick. Corey's basically been the dominant factor of the Justice. You saw on that Ilios Ruins, it was basically Corey against the world. Picked a lot of people. He won the Widow duel multiple times too. So XZ picking Corey here is like a really good sign for Eternal. Then Stratus comes in with the ult. Where is Stratus? Where is Stratus? Oh, he's behind. Hanbin, eat it. Hanbin goes for a 360, he misses. Oh, so Stratus ults the corner though. So it's not as good as ulting into the enemy team. But it's still good ult because it gets best and it makes everyone use their cooldown and spread. Boy's dead right now, so there's not as much damage though on the Justice. They have a lot of ults coming up. So Aim God gets picked out by FD God and Hanbin, who are an assassin squad apparently. And then the Baptiste is dead, which is like really big. All the damage, and he had the wall. So XZI picking Koi there was like such a big pick.
Routing cowards, forward shield.
And then XZ picks. Do I say XZI or XZ? I feel like I say XZ, but I'm not sure. Caster problems right here. Let me know.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Hey, Koi pops the wall hacks, does the jump shot on XZ. Picks him. That's insane, right? That's like a really big pick. That eliminates a lot of Eternal's damage. Eternal also had like a shit ton of ults. For them getting that pick is really big. This wall should exit. Okay, thank you, Avala. 감사합니다. This wall doesn't block LOS on the... no, it does. Okay, good. I was confused. Wall blocks LOS on the Bongo. Bongo's a really good ult. They beat 2. But Exy's still dead.
冻住，不许走。
They mail. So because there's no D.Va in play, right? This mail is free. He can throw it wherever he wants. Be good. And then apparently both Roar and Arc were down. So them being in the Salt stacks that up, right? Makes it even better. Eleva gets to walk out. Bongo's still up. Bongo's not hitting Aim God right now. Who's doing shooting a lot of damage. Or he picks another one. Or he's really trying right now. Or he gets bombed. He dodges. But Arc dies mid-beat. Oh no! Arc, no! He said he doesn't have beat yet. He wants to. He gets shattered. So if he doesn't get shattered, he would have beat it by now. Then he gets slept. He gets frozen. And then he still wants to beat. But he's getting punched. Maybe Aim God could keep him up there is what he thought. Then a bomb comes in. He starts beating and FD God boops him. FD God's nasty with it. That boop though. It kills Arc and kills the Bongo and kills the beat. That's a sick ult. A sick boop. That wins in the fight, right? Okoye was popping off, but now Exy's back. Jesus. EU Lucios, man. EU Lucios. That was nasty. It's also a shame that Arc got hit by that shatter. Then otherwise he could have beat it the shatter or the mail. And it would have been a big value beat. Especially because Koi was doing so well. So they wall off. Which, obviously that wall would have been better if one guy had gone through. And then he would have walled it. But it's still an okay wall. They get to be in position now. So Justice now, once Roar actually wakes up. Oh, they used counter wall. Why did they wall? Oh, because Roar slept. Okay, that makes sense. Elevoda swapped onto the D.Va, so he also didn't see much more use in the Orisa. Okay, Nano Ben best.
Come on. Routing
And
power
this
to
goes for the
forward
pin.
shield.
But he gets frozen. I think he could have went for a shorter pin there. Right? Couldn't he have gone from a pin? No.
Cheers, love. The
Thanks for
cavalry.
the follow. Laos. Laos. Names are hard. So,
60 seconds remaining.
frozen. Wall. So this wall makes it so Roar can't get charged, obviously. So Bembest has to walk around. He's already getting frozen here. Shields up. And then he charges for. I feel like if he does discharge, he would have gotten him. Maybe he still wouldn't have gotten him. I'm not sure. But definitely would have had more chances.
Routing power to forward shield.
Maybe it would have just booped him away. Anyway, they try to go for the sleeping roar, but the sleeping roar was a bait. Now they're out of LOS of Exy. The rest of the team is in though, so they are committed. Aim God gets naded. That was a good nade from Hip. Aim God dies. Hip dies. But Roar also died. But overall, that was a good push. Even though the pin didn't hit, still a good push. Just because Nano, Ryan, and then Mei is like so dangerous in that corridor. But you see how I really feel like the front line from Eternal is outplaying Justice's front line, even though I think Koi's doing very well for himself. I also don't feel like the Orisa pick was a good pick on this map. Maybe there was a plan there, but not sure. Like, you don't really play the Shield War when you play the Widow.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Okay, so Koi walks out
30
with
seconds
sights.
remaining.
Exy is to hide because Koi. Oh, he's still coming back from spawn. But this is okay. They can give up a lot of card push while waiting for this wall hacks to run out. Or goes for the flank shatter. It hits 3 people, so Roar hits a really big shatter. Rap Roar hits a big shatter here. Yeah. That was just a good Lucio speed into shatter around, and Eternal weren't aware of him going for that. Which of course is hard, but you get free shattered because of it.
No.
And Bembest also has shattered.
Booster on.
Hip dies. We're shattered. And the fight should be won.
不洗澡。
Right. Also use Mayo. I feel like a Mayo might have been an overuse. At the same time, they would have been full hoe if they didn't use that. So I can't blame them too much. Overall, really good hold for Eternal. Especially because Koi did get opening picks a few times. But them still bringing those fights back is really important. Okay. So Bembest comes in with Shatter. Nico has Mayo. And Justice has the Nano. So I feel like Justice just want to use... Oh, so I see this Eternal pathing. They get walled here as a gap, but they still can't go through. But they definitely want to contest the card here. So if they could go like around, contest, set up, that'd be insane, right? Because then Justice has nobody set up for that. They can't deal with the people playing here. If they could get there, that'd be sick for Eternal. That's their plan here. He's hiding. That's fine though. He doesn't. Okay, so Hanbin goes. He can contest easy clap. Bembest goes. Okay, so this is very good. Like, what's Justice gonna do now? Like, they have 0 angles on this. Like, they're just fucked. Like, they have to like drop and fight it. This rotation was so smart. And now Eggsy's on the flank too. Because like he doesn't even have to peek. He can wait until Justice engages and then he can pop out. Or he like doesn't have angles. Like they're not going to be able to kill shield very quick. Because they have no McCree or Hanzo damage. So Bembas just has to stand there with his shield up. Because if Justice does engage, now Exy should pop out. They nano roar. I feel like this is a good like this wall blocks off the Ana. So it's a good wall. It doesn't stop Bembas from getting back though. Bembas could still be getting sped back against the nano. And Hanbin gets slept on high ground, but Aimgun and Stratus do go low. Okay, so they counter wall 2. Even they were like already far back enough that this wall might not have been necessary. It's a shame they used that. Like if they just wait out the nano, that would have been really good. They hit Aim God with a nade though. That's really big. Hanbin can maybe finish off Aim God. He dies. Like that nade was really big. Pretty good nade. It still sucks though for Eternal that the cart's rolling so far away from them. So I feel like Justice did a really good job of like forcing that. But now Aim God's dead. He got beat. Takes a lot of damage, but still gets it off. And fight's over because your Ana's dead. Like your Ana's dead, fight's over. It's so stupid. Like as Ana, your main priority has to be to stay alive always. Because your Rhine just gets poked out without Ana. I feel like they need a stat for that. Ana first death rate, and then fight win rate. I feel like it's close to 0%. Has to be. Has to be like 10%. So they shatter, but it gets walled by both teams? What? Bembas wall off his own shatter? Or Nico wall off Bembas shatter? Use the slow motion on it. Bembas go for the aggro shatter. Only because he sees Roar Fire Strike. How goes move? Thank you for the follow. Probably because he sees Roar Fire Strike, he initiates the shatter. Like kind of a mind game thing. No. He just froze it out. Oh, and then stun? Why is this stun animation? Weird. Oh, he gets flashbanged. Wait, no, there is no flashbang. I'm an idiot. So he just gets stunned somehow. And then Stratus has a really good wall up, which stops the shatter. So Stratus PogChamp. And then Nico tried to get the wall, but he gets walled off by Stratus. Arc does beat this, but he would have been shattered if not for this. Oh, so it was a sleep. So they tried to combine sleep into shatter. So Stratus's wall was a lifesaver. Like Stratus's wall is so good. Then Stratus ults. Not sure why. Like I don't like ulting on these high grounds because the enemy team can just drop. Like or just like even here they can walk back. Like this isn't. Maybe they want the high ground, but they just use beat and mail to get it. That's not worth it. Yeah. No, that mail, it's not good.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Okay. Eggzy
60
ult.
seconds remaining.
They nano Bembas. Roar goes for shatter. Roar gets walled off by Stratus. Okay. So Stratus first walls off the enemy's shatter, and now he walls off his own shatter. So Stratus is the waller of shatters, but this time not in a good way. It might have hit Bembas, to be honest. That shatter was not good. And then he's also nanoed. Oh, wait, he's not nanoed. I missed his nano. Then I guess it's frozen. Base fun character. Finish. Nano war runs out. Spanish dies. Everybody's booped. The low ground by FD. Damn, that wall was unlucky. And they used like 2 ults to gain space, and they got no space. That was not ideal ult use. And this point is so hard to retake, right? You have to have like good rotations on this point. Maybe you swap off the Widow here, do something that deals more damage to the front line, like the Kree, to just gain this space back. I'm not entirely sure, but if you're just gonna get held at this choke, then the Widow's not gonna do. Thank you for the follow, Jackson.
Time to raise my game.
30 seconds remaining.
Going on. Okay, so the Eternal play really aggressive because there's little time remaining for the Justice. And I like this from the Eternal. They don't give up space. They play very aggressive. They have got good Mei walls. I feel like if you're the aggressive team in this meta, then you force out cooldowns from the enemy team with your cooldowns, but you get to use yours aggressively and they've used theirs defense. So Hanbin's aggro as hell. Hanbin kinda gets fucked. But then while that's going on, Aim God and Arc get flanked by the rest of the Eternal. Fight's over. Both supports are dead. Justice still get another retake. Oh, Stiga does die. Eggsy does get picked.
10
But I don't
seconds
think
remaining.
all too little too late. Diva Bomb comes in. Hanbin just holds high ground. Do you do VODs for every game? I do VODs. I mean, I've done 5 out of 6 games this week, and I plan to do a lot more. But there's gonna be like 8 games per week, so I'll probably pick and choose the best ones, and do those. But I'll try to do as many as I can. I've been uploading the VOD reviews that I do to my YouTube channel, which is in the description of the Twitch channel. So you can look for my other reviews there. I've done 4 or 5 so far. But I plan to keep doing them, yes.
Nerf this.
I feel powerful.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
Thank you. Yeah, this fight is gonna be clean up for the Eternal. No way you come in here. Pretty small ass chokes. Take the fight back. Oh, first male to even up the game, I think.
Complete. Score 0-1. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Okay, so extremely good hold from the Eternal. I feel like it's all about that first point hold. They held that for like 3.5 minutes. That was very, very strong. Like, they had good proactive play on second point right after. Like, if you just hold these chokes on second point, these ones, look at how small this is. Like, Mei gets so much value here. And then same right here. Same right here, right? Like, it's extremely hard to do these reads
Attackers incoming.
if you get held there.
30 seconds.
That reminds me of the Havana second point too, where it has like small chokes.
I'm back in the fight.
Okay, so again, Justice is playing the Orisa. I feel like if you're playing the Orisa, you also have to play the BAP, because you get to heal your Orisa and Reinhardt at the same time, and you get to play the shield damage.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers
And then
incoming. Stop. the
Eternal's just
payload.
playing the normal comp. On Junkertown, at least, with the Widow. Eternal go aggressive on Elevote. I feel like going aggressive on Orisa when she still has Fortify isn't good. Like, if she uses Fortify or you can force it very easy, go on her, please. But, like, if she has it, it's risky. Like, where's Corey right now? He's not getting anything. Oh, he has this angle. So maybe they see Corey and then decide because Corey's holding over there, they can take an easy fight here. But then I do like that. That was the reason. They do kill Elevate like really quick. That's that Fortify nerf coming in from 50% to 40%. Elevate easily swaps to D.Va. So maybe it's just a spawn camp strat that they have, where the Orisa sits on one side, the Rein on the other side. But I don't know, man. Because now Hanbin has 50%, right? Like more than 50%, but Elevate is 16. Not sure. Oh, Corey picks Eggsy, so Corey continues to dominate. Oh, he picks Neeko, so fights one for Justice at this point. Or does die somehow. But I mean, both DPS on the Eternal are dead, right? No way they come back from that. I think it's for Eternal because, like, normally I wouldn't go these lengths to deal with Widows, right? But because I think Corey's like such a hard carry for the Justice, sending Hanbin just to sit on Widow duty might be the play. Like, they go main and Hanbin like flies over here and then, like, you know, goes for the Widow. Might just be the play, honestly. Like, Corey's just like their win condition. Like, when Corey doesn't get picks, they just lose every fight. It's crazy. Okay, so this was a really good wall from Stratus. So I eat my words. And then they nano the right, so they should win the fight. Good counter wall right there from Neeko. But now Hanbin's flown in to try and help Bembas. Hanbin, does he live here? Oh, he dies, right? Okay, so he bombs. He farmed that really quick. Bombs. Save Bembas. So Neeko wall was like really good there on saving Bembas. That saved him so hard. And they get their own nano now. Because the Justice couldn't get a kill with their nano. This is big. Bembas blocks the shatter. Bembas kind of nasty with it. Blocking shatter when you're nano is hard. So you just want to swing. Oh, so Roar initiates the shatter mid-air, right? Before he lands. And then... Okay, so he just whiffs it. I think that would have hit Bembas if he hit it. Does he whiff it? So he's 81 health. No, he whiffs it. Oh no, Roar. I don't think it would have mattered. But he could have hit that. I don't think it would have mattered in the fight. Wait! Wait! Now I've roasted Roar, and now Bembas does something. I've gone out and persecuted Roar over his shatter. Now let's watch Bembas shatter. Oh, he's bullying. He tries to just no-look Aim God. And then Aim God just sidesteps. Oh no. So both Reins have a Pepega shatter. What we call that in the biz. Yikes. Let's get a replay on both those shatters, please. Get some good spectating. Map's almost over. How do you think Roar stacks up compared to the enemy tanks? Not sure, to be honest. I don't think that Justice frontline being run down isn't just Roar's fault. But I do think the Justice front line as a whole is one of the weaker in the league. Like, I think Elevote and Corey are very good.
Nerf this.
But I'm not sure about Roar. I feel like him and Stratus aren't on the same line a lot of the time. Like you saw earlier, right? Stratus blocked Roar Shatter. Let's get the rundown on this. So I can't actually replace him. Okay. So we get Roar here. He throws out the Shatter. Misses Benbest. Could have hit him. And then we got Benbest, who smacks Roar around. And then throws the Shatter on Aim God and misses it too. So we got the Pepega Shatters. That's okay. Eternal didn't need that Shatter. They BM Shattered. I think that's Benbest's specialty. BM Shattering. He does like 180 Shatters and stuff. Very fun to watch. You got pushes up, guys, but they got the cap, so it's fine. I feel like Rein is hard to judge. Like, Rein players are very hard to judge. Like, because Rein as a character relies so much on his team that just judging the Rein is very hard for me.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Routing power to forward barrier.
Okay, so Eggsy pops ult. I think Corey swaps to Kree because his front line's been getting kind of ran over. So he wants to swap to the Kree to help the front line out a little bit more. But Eternal, who snowballed hard, has taken all this high ground and this space.
Are you ready? Here I come!
Okay. So Stratus ults on Cart to get space back. Then Nico also ults. He ults to counter Stratus's ult. Doesn't get anybody. Does his own Corey and Aim God though. Not the end of the world. Especially because there's so much fighting going on right now. He got beats, Arc beats. It's a mess. Stratus and Arc are just trying to kill Benbest over here. While Elevote and Roar somewhere else. So this is like what I mean, right? Like, normally, you would see Rein also swing into Maywalls. But, because I feel like Stratus and Roar are disconnected a lot of the time. Roar isn't able to pin this because he's fighting Hanbin, right? He's winning, but he's not focusing Benbest, right? Imagine if that damage just now was on Benbest. He's dead right now. And then Eggsy kills Stratus. Roar dies, fight's over. Stratus just, or Corey just goes in, he's like, I need to kill these guys now. It does die to Arc. But it's Ogre.
Victory.
It's all Ogre now. Yeah. Let's go to the last map. But that map was very dominant from Eternal. And you would think Junkertown is a sniper map. Like, 100% a sniper map. But that's Corey's playground, right? And he did do good. This can capitalize on him doing good. Okay, so let's see. Blizzard World. You got Justice on standard comp. Because he's underrated, definitely. I mean, I don't think he's underrated. He's been getting a lot of praise, I feel, but he's very good. Especially on the Kree. And then Hanbin going in was very big for the Eternal as well, I feel. Playing great on the Diva. And yeah. Eternal, Pog you. FD God, great pickup. And Bembest, Hip, and Nico have been stepping it up like really hard. I think the new staff for the Eternal must have been like doing really good. Because admittedly Nico, Bembest, and Hip didn't look that great last season. But now they're looking great because the team play is great, I feel. Like Nico and Bembest are playing together really well, right? That's because team play.
Routing power to forward shield.
Yeah, exactly. They look great compared. I mean, he didn't play that much last year, right? God first. Who's? Oh, he did see a lot of goats, right? Like the brigand goats. I mean, mechanically, FD God is so strong. Like, I feel like Cruise's strengths are shot calling and plan making, but I feel like the meta, or like just the game in general, has swapped off of Lucio in-game leaders, and it's more like the team as a whole needs to be like a hive mind and needs to be all coming up with plans, right? So just having one good in-game leader isn't as good anymore. So FD God, who doesn't talk as much as Cruz, I feel, but has, in my opinion, the better mechanics, comes into that really strongly, right? Double shield last year was it? I mean, it depended on the team. I don't think that's like a hard rule. With the Rain, for example, it was Pokpo doing most of the calls on the Orisa.
Time to raise my APM. Defense matrix
So,
activated.
what's happening? Let's see. Okay, so normally what teams will do here is they'll have the Ana, the Kree on high ground, the D.Va floating between high ground, low ground, helping the team. D.Va being everywhere, basically, it's D.Va. And you have the Rein and the Mei on point. The defensive strat is to like bait the enemy Rein in, go for a wall, go for a speed, get a lot of damage, right?
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
Thanks for the follow, Mazzy Dogs. And what Eternal strat is, especially because they're playing the Hanzo, they want to play a little bit slower. They want to grab the high ground, and then they want to shoot down on the point, right? They don't want to get baited into chasing Roar around. It's like this point is very open. So if you walk all the way out here, your shield's going to get wrecked because you have no cover, right? But if you can play here, around the covers, then your shield's going to be good. Like exactly what you see Bembest doing. His shield's already gone low, but he's playing safe, so he's fine. Right, he gets to recharge his shield. Elevote's up top here. I think Koi gets booped. Oh no, he's fine. Exy's on a flank. Like, this strat is very interesting from the Eternal. Like, normally you just see the Kree Mare here. But I think that's a big advantage for the defensive team. Because they get the kite, the point. So the Hanzo coming out. Makes sense to me. Okay. Gonna walk on point. Hanbin goes for Corey. Elevote chases it. And Stratus goes for the wall now. But I feel like Justice is pretty far away. So this wall is like big distance, right? So it can't be immediately capitalized upon. Now Hanbin's on Corey. I think we know Corey dies here. Corey dies to Eggsy. So Eggsy gets a really good angle here. First spam main. Then he goes over here. Almost kills Aim God too. Still decides to take the wall climb up. And then Boy becomes available. Oh my god! Does he predict the boop? Or does he miss the shot? And does Koi get booped into it? I feel like maybe they communicated the boop. But it might have also just been lucky. Anyway, Koi gets faked. And that's like all Justice's damage, right? So now if the Eternal played cleanly, they just win the fight.
Taking off.
Justice kind of gets split. Nico goes to 1 HP though because of a really good nade from Aim God here. Aim God dies. That basically seals the fight, right? Elevo does a good job of going on hip. Does die, but it's too little, too late. It's too little, too late. Points cap. That kill on Koi basically sealed the deal. Sealed the deal on the point. And this is big, right? Because now Hip has the nano. Aim God's going to get it, but doesn't have it yet.
Objective lost.
Hip does get bad spawn.
Stop the payload.
So it's hard for Eternal to push up. And this is another hard point to cap, right? Like, if this high ground gets denied from you, you have to go low ground, and the enemy team has high ground on you. So you have to, like, kind of fight for the high ground. I like Eggsy already being on tank. Unless he gets double shot by Koi, he's very safe. And then Justice dropped to the low ground because they want to hold gate. That makes sense. Holding this gate is also very strong, right? This is like a big choke. FD God, Hanmin taking off angle. And then ult with Eggsy. A good ult. I don't think it hits Elevote right here. It's gonna get frozen. Just like aggressive ults like this creates opportunity. Like he kills Arc because of FD God booping him in, I guess. And he also kills Aim God because FD God's a god. That's why God's in his name. And fights one. Koi kills two, but it's too little, too late. Koi kills Frey. Koi dies though. So you see how that aggressive playmaking gave them that opportunity. Like if they would have waited with that and Koi would have gotten to flank first and he kills two, then Justice win the fight, right? But because Eternal are able to pull the trigger first, they just win that fight. Very nice, right? But now, it's a good thing Justice didn't use it, right? Because if you get to hold the point around here, this is an insanely hard retake because the Justice spawns are so close and the Eternal spawns are so far away, and you get to hold high ground after you win one fight. If you get to hold the point here with a bunch of ults, being the Justice, that's like best case scenario. Good thing the Eternal also held on to a lot of ults. Okay, so good wall here from Nico, who's had consistently good walls this series. It locks out Aim God, which is sad, right? Because if Stratus just gets walled out, that's not a big deal. He gets the ice block. Leg Day is rating you with 49 viewers. Thank you so much, Leg Day. How was your viewer games? We are in the middle of map 4 of Eternal Justice here. And we've seen a few things. We've seen that Koi is a god, Elevo is a god, but where the Eternal excel is their team play. FD God's a god. But Nico and Benbest playing together and playing better than Stratus and Roar as a duo has really set the Justice apart here. You had fun? I'm glad you did. I saw you got stream sniped there for a little bit. I was worried. But you stuck it out.
Forward shield.
Okay, so we were just talking about how this point is very snowballable, right? If you get the cap, they won the fight right here, and they held on to a lot of ults, and then they get to hold high ground. And this high ground is really hard to retake because you have this there, and you have this there, but they're both very wallable. So what we saw happen here is that Justice walked up, and then a huge wall from Nico comes out, and it locks out Aim God. And then Stratus getting walled, no big deal, because he gets the ice block, but Aim God getting walled out, biggest deal ever. How did this happen? Game's over. if Aim God dies.
Forward shield.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now. He does get a good sleep, but I mean, the odds are stacked against him, right? This wall stays up for so long. Oh my god, he gets out. He's escaped. I don't know how, but he's done it. Does he get booped out? What happened? Who woke him up? I don't know. We're blaming somebody. Like he's 1 HP. Nico's even Mei ulting his ass. And then Bembes swings. And Bembes swings. Pushes Aim God through the choke. Which just got created because Corey killed the wall. So, I'm going to say that was pretty lucky there for Aim God.
It's high noon.
And Corey ults. The Nico ult still comes out, right? So it's going to probably catch Stratus. So it's still a good ult. But that was so lucky for Aim God. Stratus, obviously the main ult, dies. Aim God still dies because Exy is somewhere. Where's Exy? Oh, he's just on the high ground. Okay. So this is like perfect scenario, right? Because they've had D.Va pushing this cart the whole time. FD God's dying is bad, but it's not too big of a deal. Roar Desperation shatters. Bembes blocks it. And like, this second point is such an easy hold time if you win one fight as the defensive team. So Eternal being able to snowball this is like the biggest deal. There, Elevo gets pinned. He's out of here. Bye, Elevo.
The payload has reached
Out.
the checkpoint.
Mark dies. And then you see, Eternal doesn't let up gas. They now have Hip on the point, which honestly you'd rather have your Lucio or your D.Va on point, right? But they're still going hard, right? They still have big health bars, so they don't really need him. And because Justice got split spawns, so some of them got the close spawn, some of them got the later spawn. The Eternal get to like capitalize on it. So they do. They kill 2 more. So this snowball's been going since first point. Like this snowball's been crazy for the Eternal. And that's the power of using ults really aggressively, like going hard, but not letting up steam. And I feel like Hanbin as a player has just been really aggressive too. So he fits perfectly in this playstyle. Hanbin's on the high ground getting poked. Okay, so what happened? Oh no. Wait, okay, so Stratus, I think. Thanks for the follow, Trappy. Thank you guys for all the follows. We've been popping off. This is like my 6th day streaming in like a year. And I've gained 300 followers over that duration. And again, if you can't catch all of the stream, I will post all these VODs on YouTube too. So if you want to catch a different map you haven't seen yet, find it there. Okay, so Exy and Bembes try to go for the stun shatter, which is a really good combo, right? But Stratus right here has turned on his brain, his massive brain, and he's walled up Bembes. This is like the 3rd time he's blocked Bembes shatter this series. That's like sick, because they were gonna stun at least Roar. So him blocking that is really nice. And Stratus ults. Because Hanbin's on the high ground, he doesn't eat it. Bembes blocks it. Bembes still gets frozen. Just dies. So that was a really good bail. And that stops the snowball, basically, right? Oh. What's happening? Okay, so the D.Va got D-Mag, so he had to ult. It's fine. And resets happen. This is still good for Eternal though. If you look at the ult situation, Justice only have the beat and the high noon. And Eternal also have the nano here. And they're closer to the Mei ult and closer to the D.Va bomb. So if a turtle walks in, they get a good wall, and then manage to nano Benbest, they can push Roar around really hard. And force the arc beat, and then they can just beat a little later, right? Then the arc beat, and then they win the fight. So let's see how that pans out. I feel like in this meta, a lot of the fights can be decided just by watching the first Maywall. So aggressive high noon from Koi, good Maywall defensively. Weren't you the person who coached the Netherlands there? I think I've seen you before. Sorry for that's not a dumb question at all. Yes, I was. I was the head coach for Team Netherlands. So Koi gets walled up. So this is a thing teams will often do, right? They'll aggressively Creole, speed it, and then when the enemy team walls, they'll wall up. This isn't like a perfect wall up. But Koi still manages to pick Hip because the Nico wall drops, right? And then Benbest kills Koi because he was very aggressive. Arc uses beat. Koi's already dead though. I feel like that was very aggressive because if Hanbin's Matrix would have eaten that a bit more, like they just win that. Let's watch Hanbin. Wait, what is happening? Hanbin's dead. Okay. We were in the floor for a second there. So he comes in, they wall off. Hanbin's not used Matrix yet. Okay, so they wall. Okay, so he expects them to come from the side. He doesn't see the wall up, so he doesn't Matrix. And then he comes in with the Matrix, but it's just barely too late to save him. So good reaction speed there. Kill Koi. Arc beat. FD God still has beat. So honestly, FD God could beat this and they could still win. Okay, so Elevote had a nice eat on the high noon. Benbest gets frozen. Nico dies. Okay, so that seals up the fight, right? The Roar also dies. They have good spawns here. So if Hip can get back, that'd be very big. FD got beats because they're all very low and still fighting. So I like that beat. That allows them to win the fight, question mark? Okay, Arc dies because he goes really aggressive. Hanbin lives, Hip gets back. So Hip getting back is the big thing, right? Because the spawns were so close, he gets to heal everybody up. I'm interested in why this break was picked. I'm not sure, honestly. I feel like the Lucio is better in the mirror. Maybe they just want to put all eggs in the Koi basket. Maybe they feel like because they can't get Lucio beat, the break is more valuable. I don't know. I feel like the Lucio speed allows your rank to do so much. Okay, so again, the Eternal are so aggressive with their ults. Like they throw in Diva Bomb aggressively. This is good because there's no mail on the field, right? And they mailed aggressively. Just so Washington can't touch the point. So Nico sees Elevote over here. Ults to the left side. It's good. And if D-God gets shattered, but Koi dies because of the mail. And Diva Bomb comes in. Diva Bomb kills 2. So they have to flee from the mail, which pushes them into the Diva Bomb. But I don't feel that Diva Bomb should get 2 people. I feel like that could have been avoided, right? They have to touch, so maybe not. So we're watching in slow-mo here. So Elevote's the one touching, so they don't need to worry about touching. Let's watch the people over here. So Arc's inside right now. Aim God and Stratus. Does Stratus not have wall here? Why does Arc not shield it? Arc would have probably died if he shielded. Okay. But Stratus, do you have wall? You do, but Stratus walled off this instead of the bomb. Our shield just broke. Ah, I see. That makes sense. Oh, it's probably screwed her anyway. Caught in the mail. But I definitely feel like Aim God makes a mistake dying today.
Its destination.
Like maybe he thought it would land more in a corner, but then like very hard. He wants to, of course, help Roar, but Aim God dying here is very bad because he's like all their healing. Then FD God does die, so it's honestly a nice stall from Stratus and just YOLO shatters. And then it's basically over, right? Oh, he comes in on the Tracer, dies. Art gets walled up, does get the contest. Damn. What a dominant attack from Eternal. Like they snowballed first and second really well. Thanks for the follow, Aki got wrecked. Huge. Let's see the Justice. Like, this is such a hard map to like unsnowball too, because once they win this fight here, they get to like hold that high ground, and that high ground is really hard to retake. Like same as when attack gets to, or when defense gets to hold the high ground because they're defense. If attack gets to hold it, it's just as hard to retake.
Defend objective A.
Okay. So again, the Eternal is running the Hanzo. I'm not sure about their reasoning for the Hanzo on this. Maybe they think that the Hanzo is really good at like holding this high ground specifically, and this high ground is very important. So as a Kree, maybe you get booped down right, and then you don't get back up. But because they're playing Hanzo, you get to like walk line back up and get that angle again. That appears to me in my mind. And then second point, the Hanzo can sit on the tank and play from here, and this is also very strong. And then they just don't want to take the like Ryan Maywall battle here early on, maybe. So XZ gets picked instantly. But this is very bad. XZ's up on the high ground, controlling it. Eternal is very aggressive, as they have been all series. Elevo goes on XZ. They wall off XZ. Vita tries to help him, but XZ just gets soloed. So that's very bad for Eternal. Hanzo, he's the hyper carry of the team, right? The entire team's built around him. So Elevo killing him that early is like insane. And I think it was a little bit greedy to hold up here. And then, oh my god. Hanbin also gets slept, so this is disaster. This is disaster for the Eternal. Hanbin gets demeched. Yeah. XZ swapped a Kree, but he's like not back by like a long shot. But they just have to give him this point, right? Oh, and then Hanmin dies on walk-in because they have no matrix. And then they still go for the recontest. So I'm not sure about this. Like, I get that you don't want to just give up first point. But just like we saw Eternal just do, Washington gets to take this high ground if Eternal like dies here, right? And there's still one down right now. Fembes gets slept. Fembes gets nanoed. A good nano. But now Justice still have nano. So they nano Corey, which he was low. And then Corey does Corey things, he picks Eggsy. Oh, they block. Bembest shatter. Nico still kills Elevote. That's very good. But their shield's broken right now. The Roar shatters, Corey ults, that's over. That was a nice try on the wall there, but even without that wall, still a nice shatter there. I see a lot of shield breaks on this Blizzard World defense because there's so much open space here. Look at how open this is. There's a lot of shield breaks. Eggsy gets the stun. Corey gets the stun on Eggsy, kills him. And now Justice get to do to Eternal what Eternal just did to them, right? Like they get to hold the high ground. Oh my god. Okay. We've learned. Don't put Hip in front so he can't get walled. But still, like, just Bembest getting walled off here. Still very good for Justice. So, I think Eternal do the wise thing here. They give up the high ground. Maybe they can speed the point. Like, rotate the point. Because this point is very far away, right? So if you can get past this team and, like, speed like this maybe. And then get there. That'd be sick, right? Because then they're contesting point. Even though Justice have the high ground, they don't have to come to them. Okay, so they don't do that. Exactly. They try to go high ground. Which is also valid. But because this point is so far, I feel like if you could rotate to it, that'd be very strong, right? Because the enemy team then have to drop. Likely. Or go through this little choke right here. So if they could have gone to point here, that would have been insane. But they do bait out the wall. So because the wall's out for Justice, retaking the high ground becomes a lot more viable. Stratus ults. Nico doesn't manage to ice block somehow. He'll probably still live because of the Matrix is on him. But why does he not get the ice block? He does have it. But he just doesn't get it in time. He wants the wall instead. He gets DM. He's gonna get spam healed. Oh, so Roar's blocking the heals. So Roar's very smart here. Okay, so then he gets the ice block. Hanmin shifted in though. Try and help him. Hanmin gets DMAC.
It's high noon.
If they could have just got the point, it would have been so good. Hanmin dies. Both Ryan's get nanoed. Still, Hanmin's out of mech. So Roar's gonna get fire strikes while Bembest is. Fight gets lost. Like, this high ground is so hard to retake, dude, I swear. Bembest goes back on point. Eggsy and Hip should die really quick here. Two. But I still get this last contest, which is the best contest here. Cheered. Thank you for the cheer, Aki.
Get through this.
Okay, so you see how hard this is to retake? Like, Roar and Stratus are holding high ground as they should. They get to wall whoever comes high ground. And then Hanmin has to go and solo contest, but Corey's shooting him. And because Stratus got walled, he's just gonna counter wall. Right? Yeah, he does counter wall. So that's a good wall. He would have loved to get Bembest there too. But he doesn't. Or he ults. But Hanmin's on him. So Corey being away from the team there and ulting isn't good, I feel like as Kree, you always want to try and ult with the team because the Creel basically never gets kills, but it can get shield break and stuff, right? I mean, it can get kills, but you shouldn't use it to get. You should use it to create space. Okay. So Corey dies. That's most of Justice's damage. So this is really big for Eternal. This is like the spot where they get unsnowballed.
I'm gonna shoot you down.
Okay. Eternal's playing together. Roar comes in. Benbest, nice block on that shatter. That was very nice. That was a hard block, I think. Corey went for Roar went for the flank. Roar's been going for these flank shatters.
I'm gonna shoot
Okay.
you down.
Okay, so Benbest is already ready at this point. Like, he knows that this is coming. So Benbest did a good job knowing, or his team did a good job communicating to him that Roar was going for the flank shatter. Blocks it. Goes up shit scream about a paddle. Wrecked. And now, like, this point is so hard to retake, dude. Like, what Eternal needs to do, put their Diva on cart, sit the rest up high ground. They have this close spawns. The Justice spawns is like a million miles away. It's like it snacks Rammus over here. So, this is like a 2 CP point, I feel, of how far the spawns are. Like, the spawn difference is so insane here. So, Hip's holding on point. Okay, so nobody's holding on point. Very scary. But, should be able to react to a seat. Somebody's holding on. Exy's holding. Bad. Don't want your Kree on low ground. Must have just dropped on accident. But you see how like hard this retake is, dude? You're gonna go run around. What rotation? Okay, so Stratus and War, I wanted to Maywall up here while the rest of the team pushes in. And then Nico just got slipped. That's a good sleep. This seems like a weird push to me though. I feel like these guys walling up shouldn't do that much. Especially if Hanbin knows. Like, Hanbin should know Stratus has ult right here. So I don't think he should be this aggressive. He should be looking at Stratus a lot more so he can't ult for free. Now Stratus gets the ult because Hanbin's being aggressive, right? Both Mei's ult, but obviously Stratus's ult is like a lot more aggressive. Good job from Roar or Benbest and FD got the drop though. And Nico. So they don't actually get caught by this because I think the male's like a swear, right? But they're out right now. Out. Stratus lands on his head, that's funny. And I feel like Justice have accomplished their goal, right? Like they used the male. Actually, they traded males because Nico for some reason also used this male. And they got high ground. So that's exactly what the Justice want here. Oh, so Roar does get a little bit frozen. Not a big deal. The ult comes out for Elevote, but it gets nobody. Benbest shatters. Where's this? Oh, Benbest gets Stratus. So that's a really big shatter. So Stratus had just used Ice Block. So Benbest shatter was safe on him. That's definitely worth it. Exy just died. Fight's all over the place, dude. It's a mess. But like this trade is worth it. Like even though Exy's dead, which is really bad, right? Stratus will come back like way faster than Exy will. Because the spawns are so close. They nano Benbest. Nico's fighting with people in here. What is happening? This fight's all over the place. Nico's Ice Block is first. Hanbin goes on Corey. Benbest is aggro as hell. Although Elevote is like trying to kill the backline over. He's low.
Get through this.
Benbest gets slept, so good sleep coming out. Nice wall up from Nico, saving Benbest because he was gonna get pinned when his nano ended. But this wall up allows Roar not to pin him, right? It blocks the pin basically. Benbest was about to get pinned and die. A nice wall up from Nico, very smart. Way to save your Reinhardt. Corey ults. Stratus swaps that Doomfist. I don't think Doomfist is that great here. And I think May's OP character. I don't know if that's the swap. Comes in for the flank though.
Knocking them off.
Goes high ground. What is happening here, dude? The mob is coming for FD God. FD God dies, so that's a really good pick. Amben's gonna die. Hip also died. So this is a disaster for Eternal. They got split up a little too much. Even though Nico's back. But that doesn't matter. Corey was still dead too. Or like was still coming back. And then Corey flanked Hip when he got back. The mob got FD God. They finally got him. Nico stalls for a little bit. Got back out though. So FD God did a good job speeding everybody back, so they're not gonna get snowballed here. Stay hydrated, chat. Stay hydrated. So aggressive High Noon coming out from Eggsy. And this is what you forced with High Noon, right? You either force a disengage from the enemy team, they have to back out completely and may wall you off, which is fine because then you get space, or they have to hard engage on you, which is what Justice decided to do here, and I think it's smart because they have the nano boost. But this puts pressure on like the team, right? Because they have to kill Eggsy before he gets his ult off here. Oh, so Nico walls his team. I mean, that's fair. He drops the wall, so that's a really good wall drop. And Eggsy gets exactly what he wants. He gets the shield break, which might not seem like a big deal. Like, everybody lived, right? No big deal. But now Nico can freeze everybody for free because there's no rank shield. You see, he instantly freezes Roar. Eggsy does die. Great beat from Art came out. So Eggsy getting picked here is a very big deal. Eggsy lives here. They win this fight, probably. Oh, let's see how Corey picked Eggsy. Did he go for a flank? So he flanked when the High Noon came out. Corey made a very smart move here.
Draw.
And then
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
first tries to click FD God. Nobody can click FD God.
Go to sleep.
And then he clicks Eggsy. That was nice. And now he backs out, obviously, because he's low. But that's like exactly what you want, right? Perfect flank. Face ahead. Good shatter coming out from Roar, even though Nico shifted it. Still got 2. FD got beat it. But I mean, your Kree's dead. I feel like if you're Eternal right now, you give up this fight. Like, they still had so many ults, they could have held this last point for a long time. But they just back out here. Yeah.
Adding power to forward shield.
They lose that fight, even though they use beat. They're still ahead in ults, but. Oh, and then then Hanbin gets demeched really late, so that's really bad, right? You get 70% really quickly though, somehow. So that's pretty lucky, I feel. But if he was like getting staggered even longer, that'd be very bad. We got it back really quick. 40 High Noons for space. Again, Eternal have to make a decision. Do we back out or do we go into this, right? So Bembest engages on it, even shatters, which puts a lot of pressure on Hanbin to like matrix this High Noon. Oh my god, he gets the shatter. Wow. Bembest the Alpha Chad.
Go!
Why does Roar not just block this? What? Roar goes for a pin? If Roar just blocks this, that'd be way better. Like, I don't know why Roar went for that pin. Like, if he just blocks for Corey, and Corey gets to shoot, either Bembest's shield gets broke or Bembest just dies. Oof. Very aggressive play. Worked out. I mean, the Kree's dead. Okay, so turn away the fight. Oh. They use more ults though? Because Aim God uses Nano. That's fine, right? Like, because Aim God used Nano, they used a male. I feel like that's fine. Just secure that fight win. Okay. 2 minutes left to go here. I think they hold this. Spoilers. Boy, he goes for a flank and gets caught. Let's see that happen. Because this is bad, right? Like, Washington need all the time they can get because they're already down on time now. Boy dying is triple blizzard final blood. That's funny. It does like no take. Yeah. So Corey just like walks out of spawn early. Like nobody's even here yet. Elevote is still dead. Corey wants to go for like a flank. So they see Corey. He obviously dies. They have speed boot. So Corey just lived and didn't back out. And then Nico sees him. Nico gets a good, decent wall. He could still roll away. And now he's dead. And then maybe the rest dies too? Oh, they stopped chasing. Probably a good call to stop chasing since it was a mailed online. If they get mailed in a choke, they're dead. But hey, that's just another free 10 seconds. I'll take it. For like 15 seconds. I will take it. Okay, XG comes out with the high noon. And Elevote ults. This seems weird to me. Because all Nico needs to do is just wall off the wherever the D.Va ult lands. And then Elevote obviously can't eat XG's ult because he's D.Va bombing right now. Let's see what happens. So they decide to have Benbes block the D.Va ult. Same thing, right? I even like that more. And then XG shot. It got blocked by Roar, but now Roar shatters low, or Roar shield should be low. Hey Gwen man, how are you doing, bro? Like Roar shield is only 400 HP because they went for that. Now Nico's very deep. I don't like how deep Nico went. He obviously has the ice block, but like, you see now they get walled off, and now Nico has the ice block. Can they even help him? Doubt it. But a D.Va bomb, which hits the wall. Ouch. Let's see how he aimed that. Don't like that D.Va bomb. If it hit over, maybe. But, yeah. Okay, so he tries to like eat the mail or something. Okay, he tries to eat the mail. Guys does a good job not. And then he just throws it into the wall. Maybe he thought it would slide up against the wall, or like land on top of it. It would have been great if he could have gotten it to land on top. But now, well, maybe he counts down. Maybe he counts down when the wall goes down. No. I don't even think the D.Va mech goes through one of the columns. It needs like 2, I think. Very fat bomb. But maybe he like was like counting down the ice wall. Thought it would go down. Okay, so they kill the column. But again, if the D.Va ult went over, this would have been a lot easier. Now Nico's getting frozen, so he's definitely gonna die. Benbes has no shield anymore, so he's also gonna die. So like Nico going aggressive there, lost him that fight because they were winning because Roar's shield was so low, right? And then a nice wall from Stratus. Lost them hard. Oh, big nade here. Hit.
60 seconds remaining.
A little too late. And again, Eternal does get another fight. So realistically, all they have to do is like get the clock to 0, and then they have 3 minutes to attack, and Justice have 0. Goal should definitely be to get as much time off the clock as they can, or obviously win the fight. That would be the ultimate goal. Animal. So they walk up. Koi starts ulting. So now they have to disengage, right? There's no way they go into this because Koi's so far away. But they do. They do go into that, and Koi gets stunned. But where's Elevote? Oh, he's out of mech. So Elevote can't block the stun for Koi because he's out of mech. So stunning Koi there is huge. Like, Paris is so aggressive. Every time I think they should maybe back out a little bit, they just go, dude. It works out. But it only works out because of the stun, I feel. Like, goes low too, and then he gets the stun, and then he gets the nano too. That's a good nano. Because of the stun, the high noon gets. And then because of the nano, he obviously doesn't die. The beat comes out. Good beat, in my opinion. The nano goes on to Benbest. Hammond gets walled in by his own team. Oh no, Hammond's like, no! Why'd you wall me, bro? Take down wall, take down wall. Hammond dies.
30 seconds remaining.
Why does it sound like he's... Okay, good. Oh. Poor Hammond. But Eternal does have a lot of ults here. Oh. Okay. So they re-engage with the beat, even though Hanman's dead. Hanman's not going to be back in time for the fight either way. Elevo gets slept. That's really big. And then Benbest goes for Shatter. Benbest hits a massive Shatter on the back line. So again, Roar's not able to shield his team. Like, Stratus' blocks 3 shatters this game. I don't know if that's more than Roar, but definitely feels like it. So Benbest just runs past Roar. Gets the Shatter. Roar also has Shatter. But normally you'd also see Roar like shatter this, right? But Nico's freezing him. So maybe he can't get that off. MS gets the hugest shatter ever. And they win. Jesus.
Get through this.
Yeah. Your Ana and your career did. No way you win. Okay, now they have to rush back. I don't think they can make this, to be honest. Elevo gets booped. Elevo makes it, but he dies.
It's high noon.
High Newt comes out. Vale comes out. It's not fun anymore. It's just bullying at this point. Oh, it's not over yet. Stratus is gonna clutch it. He almost at Mayo. That's it. Jesus. But I feel like the big difference really was the front line. I felt like Nico and Benbest did a really good job playing together. And Stratus and Roar not as much. They did a good job on that Anubis map, I thought. But after that, maybe not so much. See, this studio lighting is high quality over here. Okay, guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching. People on YouTube too, and I hope you guys enjoyed this VOD review. And the OWL matches are this weekend. I'll be doing a companion stream with Leg Day, and then after that, I'll probably be going live if I still have energy left, with a VOD review of that day. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.